So I'm Lucario Man, and I'm the captain of the El Paso Pokemon Club. And I am joined today by the almighty mystical Leafian, captain of the Toronto Leaf Storms. By the way, that is a really great logo, bro.
I also love how that logo is. I think
People were, I'll give you some people in the PDL, a different draft league, were hating because it's AI generated. But
Nah,
what I'm
come
saying
on, it's
is
amazing.
that I can never make something like even half as good as this, man. Like,
No,
I'm just saying, it's
and-
so convenient.
And me as a graphic designer who specializes in esports logo, I
Yeah.
gotta say that I do use AI, but just to get some inspiration because it's really good. And then I'm also joined by Mario from the Nottingham Nickets. Is that?
Indeed.
Yeah, Nickets. There you go. All right,
Pleasure
sweet.
to
So
be here.
yeah. No, and thank you guys for inviting me.
Absolutely,
That's
man.
cool.
It's always good to see newer faces in draft. I'm just getting back into it. I think I've joined 3 up. It's gonna be 3 upload draft leagues for me, anyways, and I'm just getting back into it.
Just
love
this
draft.
season?
Just this season, yeah. But like they're all sort of like spread out, so like one just started and one is going to be starting.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Yep. And then just for the viewers, I will be putting the links to your YouTube channels.
Oh, for sure. For sure.
You know, down below
yeah.
in the description.
Yes.
So
I will be doing the same.
Yeah.
all right, thank you so much, guys. And I'm gonna start with my own team.
That's good.
So I gotta be honest. I was gonna try to go for the gouging fire. You know, the paradox of Entei.
Oh yeah. Hell yeah.
But then that one was taken like I think like within the first 3 people on round 1 they picked it, and so I was aiming to get Corviknight, you know, because he provides coverage
So
for
solid.
exactly, it's a solid coverage for the raging not the raging bolt, the gouging fire. And then when it was taken, the only other option I had was raging bolt. And so that's kind of why I got a raging bolt. You know, he was not my the first Pokemon that I wanted on round number 1, but I think he's a solid Pokemon overall. He has a special attack of how much?
It's
let's
strong.
take-
I think it's
Yeah.
strong.
It's very strong. Stronger than Flutter Me.
Every time I'm be real honest, every time I face this in the draft, I hit it with so many things, it doesn't die. It's so tanky. It's got an amazing move in Thunderclap, so even if you want to outspeed it, it's a problem. It's a problem. This Pokemon
It is. And then it has a special attack, a base special attack of 137, and I think it's really strong. You know, the obviously like you mentioned, it has the Thunderclap, the Thunderbolt, and then the Drake Meteor. And just overall, I think it's a really versatile Pokemon. You know, you don't really like, you can use the Volt Switch, you know, to pivot into something better. And I'm actually looking forward to using this guy. What do you guys have to say?
honestly, like, and you don't. It's such a versatile special attacker. Like whatever. If you need a strong special attacker, you look at Raging Bolt. It's got Draco Meteor. It's got Calm Mind, so it can't be a setup there. Or you can just run. You can't just run specs. This thing, like you said, it has base 137 special attack. This guy is no slash 410 special attack without any boosts. And pair that on, like something is dying. If you don't have a special wall or an electric type or fairy type, this thing is dying. Like something is just dying to it.
Yep. Completely agree. Raging Bolt is it's so good. It's so good. And it does such a good job of like forcing switches. And if on that turn you click Calm Mind, suddenly Bolt is even more.
I forgot about Calm Mind, I gotta be honest.
Calm Mind Raging Bolt is really, really good. I have Raging Bolt as a Tera captain in like a showdown like Ubers League, and it's so good. It's so good. It literally just does whatever you need it to do in a matchup. It's amazing.
Let's not forget it has booster energy, so if if you don't want to get knocked, you won't take that much damage, and you get the free boost to special attack. I think your would only go special attack. I can't really think you go anything else. I'm not sure you can really go anything else.
Okay, second highest stat is HP, so it's not going to get it in that. But the next highest actual stat is like
defense, and you would need to go like
defense,
0,
which
0.
if you go bold, like max defense, it hits 309, and without any investment, special attack is 310. So you would have to go like you'd have to take away IVs.
You need 29 IVs in.
Yeah,
that's pretty fun.
Which is really funny, but you could do it. Like you could if you really wanted to.
Yeah.
I mean, like that is what's cool about draft. You can't run these funky sets. It might work, might not. I would also like to give us an honorable mention as an item. You run a resist berry. It just makes this thing like they might think to blow you up with a ground type or like a fairy type move, and you have a Shuckaberry on duck, and you just Draco them and they die. I think it's so cool, especially in draft. A lot of the like ground types are more like physically based, like Gliscor, Landorus. They can obviously run Spit but
completely agree.
It's just something you could catch off guard, and I think it's so strong.
Yeah. There's so many dragons in this format as well that like I like personally I'm a big fan of like Habanberry. If I have my own dragon into another dragon, I will just really like the idea of just going Habanberry to like take whatever dragon move I want to go for, and then just fire off with my own dragon move. Like I'm a big fan of that.
Alrighty, and then I wanna talk about let's see, the Palafin Hero.
Alright.
Bro, like
hell yeah. Okay, so I am 12th pick. Gotta say this here. 12th pick. How the hell does this Pokemon make it to me? Is what I would like to open with. Because this Pokemon is amazing. Like, okay, obviously. The first set everyone will think of, right, is just Choice Band, you've got Jet Punch, you have Wave Crash, you have Flip Turn, if I can spell Flip Turn, and then just like close combat, you know? And this thing hits like a truck, because if you look at this thing's stats, in its hero form, obviously you've got to switch it out first to activate the zero to hero ability, but that's not really that difficult if we want to be honest.
Yeah, no, Flip Turn, there you go.
Yeah, exactly. Flip Turn is an amazing move to help with the pivoting. But once you get the hero form activated, it has an attack stat of 160. So this thing with a Choice Band is very strong.
That's a nuke right there with the Choice Band, dude.
But I'm also a big fan of just like a leftovers bulk up
That's
set.
what I was about to say. Bulk up Drain Punch. They were testing this guy in OU, and they still thought it was still strong, even though. And honestly, like in draft, I don't see a world where you never not like lead it just to get the Palafin hero immediately up.
Funnily enough, I do have Palafin in the same team as that Tera Raging Bolt team. And I don't actually think I've led Palafin once yet.
Really?
Which is kind of like weird to say, but like I just haven't, because I kind of have a kind of similar team to what I made here. It's kind of like soft rain. It's like I have a rain mode, but I don't have a rain setter. But I have like Klefki and like Iron Jugulus. So I have Pokemon that can click Rain Dance, but I don't have like Pelipper, like Politoed. But and then it's all that with the station on top. It's actually a really fun team. But yeah, like Palafin, I don't think I've actually led Palafin at all. It's I always find an opportunity to like bring Palafin in as like not like a revenge killer, but if something else faints, I can bring Palafin in, kind of force a swap because they're scared of Jet Punch, and then just like Flip Turn or just hard switch out. So that's the way I personally actually like to play the Palafin. I will rarely lead it because I think that because people are gonna prep for the lead Palafin, right? So if I don't lead it suddenly, that throws them off their game plan. And as someone who personally, my biggest struggle with battling is
how would you prep for
well, you prep for it by like you need something with setup, right? You need something that isn't like super weak to water and that can click like a setup move. That's personally that's what I'm scared of when I consider leading Palafin.
or a water absorb or something
Yeah,
like
exactly.
that.
Like
maybe.
if there's an Ogerpon Wellspring, for example, like
Yeah.
odds are I'm
No,
not gonna
like,
leave Palafin.
Even so, like your speed tier is so nice. It's base 100.
Yes.
So
Yes,
like
100.
for this Pokemon, it's so fast
Like
that maybe
yeah,
you
it's-
can afford to not run Jet Punch in certain matchups. You would
Oh, yeah.
probably want it to,
Oh yeah,
but
no, I
like
completely
you
agree. I
run bulk
completely
up,
agree.
so you tank.
Mhm.
It's a lot easier. You'll recover that with Drain Punch, and without Jet Punch, maybe you'll run. It gets Ice Punch. It gets
It does, yes, to hit
Ice
dragons, which is
Punch.
nice.
It gets like Iron Head. It gets Outrage for some reason, and it gets like Dark
That's sweet.
Move. It's got Taunt. Taunt could be super nice just to block like defensive Pokemon switching in. I think this Pokemon
Yeah.
is so nice, man. This
Hey,
Pokemon
don't
is
forget,
so
don't forget,
nice.
don't forget, like a throat spray boom burst set.
Okay, maybe not.
If
Maybe
you
not.
okay, if we want to be serious though,
Yeah.
another excellent move it gets is Encore, because like on an Encore bulk up set, or you can have Taunt as well. To like,
Yeah.
if you're going against like a pretty like balanced like team, like you can Taunt, sort of cripple a Pokemon, maybe like Clodsire, and then you can maybe set up a substitute, and then click bulk up, and
Yeah.
then go from there. I think it's a really versatile Pokemon. It's for what it is. Like, there's a reason this thing is in the highest like point category. Like, this thing cost me 21 points of my 125 point
Whoa.
budget.
Which is
So that
pretty
is a
interesting,
big
like-
That's
chunk.
almost like 1/5 of your points went
Yeah,
there.
yeah. It's very expensive, but I think it's justified. I think
For sure.
it's amazing, and 100 speed, while pretty fast, it's not the fastest.
Yeah,
but,
it's not.
Spoiler alert! I have a way to help myself with that.
All right. Yeah,
Foreshadowing
yeah,
is a narrative
yeah,
device.
yeah. I can see the tailwind from a mile away.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
the-
show you three
Yeah,
times.
the tailwind is gonna be very useful in this matchup, especially with and also with the King Gambit. You know, like the King Gambit.
Whoa! Spoiler alert!
No,
Alright,
but like
anyway.
I think your team is very solid because it also has web support. Like,
Yeah.
Whoa! Spoiler alert, guys!
but it is solid. It is solid. It is solid.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
I do have ways to help Palafin's okay speed tier.
Speed,
It's
yeah,
basically the
exactly.
point. And I am really looking forward to using this thing.
All right.
Alrighty.
Let's go to Kieran, brother. Get us started.
Alright, so funny thing is, I didn't draft Kirim first. I drafted Slowking Galar. And also,
Oh.
I think Slowking is more expensive than... Slowking more expensive than... Kirim? I think it is, right?
I think Kyurem's 19.
No,
I'm sorry.
Kirim's 19. Kirim's 19. I have the numbers switched up in my
Yeah.
So Kirim's
well. I
19,
got-
and...
I got
But like,
bullied with
I think
Kyurem.
it's time we should say how, if you haven't seen it already, if it wasn't in like an intro or something, the way that the draft order was created was really, I mean, it's definitely unique. I've never seen it being done. So instead of actually
Yeah.
like, you randomize something and there's your list, you go reverse snake, blah blah blah. They actually do like they do the randomizing, but then you get to choose where you get to be. So
Yeah.
I'm looking at my thing. I originally, I think, I was like 11. I don't even remember, but I was like pretty much at the bottom, and that's probably the worst place you want to be for.
Yeah.
picking
You
your
were
spot.
you were
Pick-
11th because you were one above me.
Right, and no, you were first. You were before me, 'cause you-
Was I?
Yeah, because you got like number 12, and I got 11. Anyways, I get the 11th pick, so I have not many options at this point. All the good Pokemon are gone. But I didn't know that I wanted to use some sort of pivot team where Kyurem or maybe Baxcalibur was the other one I was looking at. Spoilers alert, I only get one of them. But it's sort of this thing, like I want to get something that hits hard under snow while not like sort of going the snow mode entirely, like not that. So that's why Glow King is my first pick. I've seen a lot of people use it, and I think it's just a very solid Pokemon. And with my placing, if I don't pick it first, I'm not getting it at all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think that's
fair.
biggest
That's
thing.
a fair
I knew I wanted to
assumption.
use this Pokemon in the beginning. In fact, I think I knew I wanted to use at least 3 of the Pokemon in my top 5 immediately.
Yeah.
And it's just kind of cool. It's a cool Pokemon. I mean, I don't need to explain what it does. Everybody knows what it does, and it is gonna force some crap.
I don't know what it does.
Yeah.
It's
Nah, I'm
It's
just-
reception.
I'm just kidding. I know what it does.
just a defensive big guy. He's gonna be annoying. He's gonna sit. on-
Yeah, he is. He
All your
is.
Pokemon.
Yeah.
And it's also pretty strong as well. Like,
Yeah.
don't forget, this thing can set up Trick Room for itself. It can then click like Nasty Plot, and then it gets like all the coverage moves.
It gets
Exactly.
everything
It,
regular.
like,
Pokemon
actually,
does
like,
as well. So,
I was just scrolling through this thing's coverage. It gets everything.
it doesn't get Skull,
It does.
which is the sad thing. But like it's gen.
Okay, but it has Surf.
It has Surf. It has Earthquake for some reason. It has
Yeah, that's fine.
Nasty Plot. Obviously.
Don't forget its ability to click Thunder Wave. Also, don't forget its ability to click Toxic Spikes.
Q-Wave, Toxic Spikes, Trick Room, solid Pokemon, and it's definitely something you can build around. And obviously
Yeah.
regen with Chili Reception.
Of
Very
course.
cool.
Yep.
Very.
That's the main thing. That's the main thing. Does also get belly jump. I'm just saying.
Yeah. And then, so I mean, while we're talking about your team, go ahead and talk to us about your pick number 2. What? I mean, now I don't know. Was it the
Yeah.
Kira?
Yeah. So So by the time it comes about, I was actually debating this with Mario Fan in DMs. Like, do I go for a solid ground type now, or do I guarantee I get like the mode I want? And eventually, in hindsight, maybe I should have picked. I was looking at Iron Treads maybe, but that guy got taken pretty early then. I was thinking of just getting a ground type first, but at the end I decided I don't want to risk it. At least if I have Kyurem, I can build stuff around it. It's not the end of the world. And Kyurem is my second pick. He is quite expensive. He is only 2 points less than Elephant.
He is very expensive.
Which
Well,
is sort of, which is something.
I can give you an explanation for that.
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
so basically, last season of the SPDA, I got Kill Leader with Cure. So they respect this Pokemon.
Nah, were you in the last season of SPDA?
I was in Ultra Ball.
Ah, you were in
But
Ultra
that
Ball.
was-
You were
that-
you
I
were
got
with the
Cure-
cool kids.
It was, yeah. I got Cure and Kill Leader across all divisions. So they respect this Pokemon more now, which is why
Yeah.
it's more expensive.
Yeah, Kyurem
Yeah.
is a very strong Pokemon, honestly.
It is. It's really, really good.
Yeah, and 19 points was kind of like thinking, but I was like, hell, I wanted to use this Pokemon. I was looking at Baxcalibur, but then I realized like
Yeah,
Kyurem
that-
can also Dragon
That's what I was
Dance.
gonna ask you. So why Kyurem and
Yeah.
not the Vexcalibur?
So Baxcalibur I thought was relatively one-dimensional. I know it is very strong. Don't get me wrong. It is very, very strong.
Very.
Baxcalibur has 145 attack, and it has access to Dragon Dance. I mean, like,
and
if
it
you've
can't be
played
burned,
any
which is also
OU
very
in the
important.
early gens, you know what this guy does. It has Dragon Dance, it gets Swords Dance, and with the
Yeah.
addition of Loaded Dice and Scale Shot and Icicle Spear, like, this Pokemon is a monster if you let it get to +2, but that's just it. If you can't get it to +2 in a lot of situations, then what do? You kind of waste a moveset on Sword Dance or Dragon Dance.
Yeah.
And
Choice Band Glaive Rush is an option though.
and then you can run Choice Bandit, but then you're kind of weak to hazards. I like same with
Yeah.
Kyurem, but I think Kyurem is like just I'm not saying that base 145 attack neutral isn't like strong, but Baxcalibur's
Yeah.
speed 87. I don't think it's fast enough to compete with, like, if you want to put out immediate pressure. I don't think it's as good as Kyurem, because Kyurem, even if you don't know if it's not HDB, you might think it's okay, so it's gonna be Scarf, it's going to be Choice Specs, it's gonna be something like that, but it can run a lot of things, and I think in the draft format, I like a bit more versatility in the stuff, because Kyurem also has Dragon Dance. Kyurem also has Dragon Dance. It has. Now it can't Tera, so it can't exactly hit a lot of things, good damage. But even with Dragon Dance, it also gets the aforementioned skill shot, Ice Skull Spear.
Yeah.
And maybe just something like even like Freeze Dry if they bring out like the water.
Yeah,
I think it's pretty
freeze
interesting.
freeze dry's a big one. Freeze dry's a big one. That's,
Exactly.
It's,
and it can hit.
it's yeah.
It hits. It has a lot of coverage. It's got, I think, a set that I saw being used in the OU ladder was AV. It's got Focus Blast. It's got Ice Beam.
Yeah.
It's got
Yeah,
it's got a lot
absolutely.
of stuff, right? And I
Yeah.
really like that stuff in draft. And it gets the
Yeah,
defense
I mean,
boost from
yeah.
the Slow King. And if you run
Mhm.
Specs Blizzard, like that is immediate damage pressure.
Absolutely,
That's
absolutely.
the big like
Mhm.
it's got immediately damage pressure. If you don't have a water type, oh, you're getting
Yeah.
Freeze Dry.
And I don't know if you mentioned this already, but another thing that I like about the Kyurem is that you can bring him physical attacker or special attacker.
Exactly,
Like he's
exactly.
got 130 and 130. So that is OP in my opinion. And
Yeah.
Yep.
let's see. And feel free to tell me. I'm not gonna answer that, but I just noticed one thing. I'm going through the shorts and everything here. I
Mhm.
don't see a rapid spinner or a defogger on your team. So
That is
bro,
something funny because I did realize I needed one. And I mean, I might as well just say it. Mousehold is my only form of hazard removal.
yeah.
Indeed.
But into
And-
this type of team,
You can still use the taunt to prevent the hazards.
exactly
yeah, like
right.
good counterplay. Like
And if
the team.
I
being on
have
the
a lot
bulky
of,
side,
like,
there's
setup
nothing wrong with just
potentials.
like heavy duty boot spam as well.
like HDB spam, like if Moltres 99% of the time is running boot. Like even if I did have hazard control, it's running boots anyways. It
Yeah,
is just
exactly.
running boots anyways.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah, I mean, I just wanted to ask that question out there. But let's see, Mario. Let's go to your number 2
Yeah.
pick.
Yes.
Who was it?
Okay, so my second pick, right? So obviously Palafin, it's obviously very good, but it's not the fastest thing. So for my second pick, I wanted something that could abuse rain, because I got Palafin round 1. I told myself if I get
Of course,
Palafin, then I'm gonna go rain.
Yeah.
And then secondly, I wanted something fast. I wanted something just to outspeed stuff potentially, or force people like. With
Mhm.
Palafin, anything around like 120 around there can just go like adamant or modest, right? I don't want that. So my second pick is Tornadus Therian. This is a Pokemon I haven't used before, so I'm looking forward to using it.
Yeah.
And basically, this thing has 121 base speed, so it gives me that amazing speed tier.
100%.
Also, it can click Hurricane without me having to like sweat every time I click it in rain.
Yep.
Obviously, it's also like, got pretty good like item versatility. Like, obviously, it has Regenerator, so you want to make it a bit bulky with like Assault Vest, you absolutely can do.
Yeah.
You can also
U-turn.
just easily go like heavy duty boots and like a nasty bot set with like U-turn and Hurricane and whatever last move you want last. Maybe you want like Focus Blast for the coverage.
Yeah.
Probably won't be winning Heat Wave too much because I do have rain, but I'm sure there'll be a time where I'm like, okay, I probably need the Heat Wave if I'm going against like a Sizzle or something, you know. Also gets knockoff to just help make progress. Weather Ball as well. Don't be sleeping on Weather
Yeah,
Ball.
Weather Ball,
'cause
I was just about to say.
with rain up, that's gonna help me with like bulky fires, which I don't
Yeah.
really need a lot of help with, but it gives me an option.
Yeah, and
It just-
Tornadus does learn
it just
the
gives me
chilling
another
water.
Yeah.
A lot
Chilling
of random
water's another
Pokemon
option.
does get chilly water. Chilling water, I'm not gonna lie. Grass Knot, I think the best set
Yeah,
of Torn
Grass Knot's a good one.
always just Nerf, especially if you're using it under rain. You are just going to be running Hurricane, or it also does get its signature move, of course, is Bleak Wind Storm. It's minus,
Bleak Wind Storm,
but
to,
it is pretty
to,
like it
for
is.
the chance to slow speed, but I will probably want the
It
more
is just
immediate, like,
Hurricane, right?
Hurricane damage.
Exactly.
Also, don't forget if I'm like a little bit behind in a game and I get the Hurricane confusion into like them hitting themselves, suddenly I am way more back into it because my team is it's going to be like most games against me are going to be pretty short because I've pretty much drafted like hyper offense, like just like
No,
hyper
it is
offense.
just hyper offense. I'm not
So
sure there's
any
another way.
turn where they just aren't able to like do what they want to do, i.e., hitting themselves in confusion, like that's a massive turn for me.
Yep.
Huge turn. And
Mhm.
yeah, Torn just fulfilled a niche that my team needed. It's the fastest thing on my team by
Yeah.
a decent
By
margin.
a lot. By 20.
Yeah, yeah.
You know,
And
a
then-
decent margin.
Yeah. And another thing that I like about your team in particular, so overall, it has a 97 average on the attack. And then on the defense, it has 94. Dude, that is really, really good.
Which look
Yeah.
like if you're looking at this team, like it doesn't look like it should have high defense, right?
No.
It really doesn't,
What?
because
Huh?
it is.
Yeah.
You can't underestimate Palafin's defense, Araquina's defense. I have.
No, because check it out.
I also have like Chaladon, like.
So
Fortress.
obviously the Fortress has the 140, and then the Archaldan has 130 defense, and then the King Gambit has 120, and then
Yeah,
the stupid
yeah,
Pelipper has 100.
Yeah, can't forget poor Pelipper's best stat.
Yeah. Now, overall, I think your team is looking very strong so far with the Palafin and the Tornadus, as well as with the Slowking Galler and the Kyurem, bro.
Yeah, I think for the team styles that you and I wanted to go for, I think we probably got like a couple of the best picks we could have wanted.
For sure. For sure.
Alright,
And then
Go on. Hits with your second pick.
let's
I'm
go
gonna go
you.
for my second pick. I decided to go for the Corviknight, because like I mentioned, like I'm gonna make this like super quick. So I picked Corviknight because obviously he's a defog user, and then because he's a steel type, he resists fairy, and because he's flying, he does resist the ground. I mean, not he doesn't resist the ground. He has immunity to ground.
Indeed.
So he pairs really good with the Raging Bolt, and then obviously he does the body press. He can U-turn to pivot into something better. And then hold on, I'm gonna sneeze. But give me your opinion.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah,
Corviknight, Raging Bolt. If you've seen any OU team with Raging Bolt, it's probably gonna have a Corviknight just because they pair so well next to each other. You get that Volturn core immediately going. Like you said, they cover each other's weaknesses really well. Raging Bolt's weak to ground, fairy are the big ones. Guess what? Corviknight resists and is immune to both of them. Corviknight is weak to electric, fire. You have a dragon type and dragon electric type Raging Bolt. I think they're very solid together. I like it.
Yeah, I also really like this starting duo. Now I will say 67 base speed, 75 base speed. I would like to see something a bit faster soon, but I'm sure you get something.
Yeah, and with that being said, I'm gonna jump right ahead into my number 3. So for my number 3, I actually decided to go for perhaps my second favorite Pokemon, and since he was just released shiny, I decided to go ahead and draft him. So I actually went for the Keldeo.
Yeah.
Yes.
With
Yeah,
Pokemon.
so with the Keldeo, he has the 108 base speed, which I think it's not the best, but it's like
It's very respectable.
So
It's like Galvangula speed to it's like Angela speed to it's like it's respectable. There's a lot of stuff that are like between like 100 and like 106 that like Keldo's just gonna outspeed, which is what I think your team really likes. So.
Exactly. I was gonna go for the Primarina for the Fairy Core, but then it was taken, and then I decided to go for the Keldeo because he's really good. He has 129 special attack, and then he also learns the Secret Sword, which is special attack. but it uses the defense instead of the special defense for the damage calculation. So I think that gives me an edge, you know. And overall, most of my Pokemon are actually special attackers, at least the strongest ones. So I feel that Keldeo will give me like that that ability, you know, to go up against perhaps a special defense wall and then just hit him with the defense instead of the special.
Yeah, I really like that.
Defense.
Yeah, I mean,
and that's all I'm gonna say.
I've used this Pokemon multiple times. If you play Gen 5, you know what this guy does. He's so strong, man.
Yeah.
He's got Substitute, which is honestly a really good set, and it's got Calm Mind as well. So like it is like
forget about Vacuum Wave as well.
Vacuum Wave, something they get this gen, which is they gave Vacuum Wave to a lot of random Pokemon, Luna, and now Valiant.
Yeah, sure.
But Vacuum Wave is so strong because even that just means you can run like less speed because maybe they have a dark type that I don't know why.
Exactly.
But you know it is or just like neutral priority. It's so strong. It's got Calm Mind. You can run Modest. It gets almost 400 special attack. It's got a great.
It also has very respectable bulk as well. Like 91, 90 is very. It's very decent. Very decent bulk. So you can easily run like a bulkier like leftover substitute Calm Mind set.
It's a shame that it's. Yeah. Sorry. Go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say that I just realized that he does learn the flip turn in case you do need that pivoting Pokemon.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, you've got 3 pivoting Pokemon right now. Like Keldeo can also go like Specs or Scarf. And Flip Turn is obviously an amazing move on Pokemon that want to run a choice item.
Or even just maybe an Assault Vest, like you said, 90 is...
Yeah, for sure. AV as well, 100%.
Definitely not terrible. It's just a shame that, like I was about to say, its ability is kind of pointless. And I wish Keldeo... I've been saying this for a while, I wish Keldeo just had a better attack stat.
Yeah, that's fair.
Because it has Secret Sword, you'd expect this guy to be. But it's not. Anyways, I've used this Pokemon. It's very nice, and honestly, I wanted to get this Pokemon alongside Kyurem to get that. I don't know. I just wanted to use it. It just seems like it seemed like a really good Pokemon to bring.
Yeah.
Just to have on a team.
Yeah, that's fair.
For sure. All right. So who wants to go next for their third pick?
I will, because it feels like we've got a little a small order of our own going on here. And I seem to be in the middle. So my next pick, okay, this is definitely the Pokemon I'm most excited to use. Let's be honest. So my third pick is Arachne, and you might be thinking, this is a weird pick to be getting third. This is my first Tera captain. Now, my 3 Tera types: Ghost for spin blocking, Steel for spin blocking, like Mortal Spin from Glamora, and then Tera Water, because I just want to click the funny button. I am more than happy to slap a choice band on this thing. More than happy, right? Because Tera Water, choice band, liquidation, spoiler alert in rain, are gonna 2-hit KO basically any Pokemon, or 1-hit KO like less bulky Pokemon, apart from like water absorbers or like storm drainers or any Pokemon like that. If a team doesn't have like a good water check, then Arachne is gonna mess you up.
Exactly. Yeah, especially in the rain. And I was wondering, like, why does he bring like Tera Ghost? And you just revealed that, you know, because you want to be able to block the rapid spinners.
Yeah, exactly. Because obviously this thing is going to be hitting very, very hard, right? But it also gets Sticky Web, which is a hazard I can set on the opponent's side of the field, which any grounded Pokemon that switch in will get an immediate -1 to speed, which is the main sort of synergy I had in mind with the Palafin.
Yeah.
Because that's just going to allow Palafin to click buttons even more easily. And if I don't need to run Jet Punch, then that's a potential like bulk up I can have, or a substitute, Taunt, Encore, like I was saying earlier. So yeah, or even just like putting less investment into speed and just making it even bulkier. Because Arachne is just going to be really, really useful. And Tera Ghost for blocking rapid spin, Tera Steel, like I said, for blocking the mortal spin from the Glamora, because I'm respecting that Pokemon.
Yeah.
But then you also have to consider the fact it could also just go Tera Water and just completely nuke you. So it's gonna be
that's
it's
another
just gonna be a
noob right
Pokemon
there.
that's difficult to prep for, because you're gonna look at the calcs and you're gonna go, okay, this thing like one shots like everything, and the Pokemon doesn't one shot, it's gonna two shot. So every team is gonna need a dedicated Arachnid check, and I think that sort of thing is really, really useful because I just have so many water types that they can sort of answer each other's checks, and then one of like my 4 water types can just start going ham, and that's basically a hard rain team in a nutshell.
Which brings me to another point. You don't actually have any Swift Swim Pokemon on a rain team.
No, you're right. I
interesting.
don't have any Swift Swim Pokemon, and I was looking at them. I was like, none of them can like Tera. Like none of the fun ones like Basket Legion.
The Beartic learns.
Okay, I could have got
Swim.
Beartic. I could have got Beartic.
Yeah.
But on the other hand, I didn't want to get Beartic.
It's a Beartic. On the other hand, it is a Beartic.
I've been sweet by Beartic before.
I mean,
like I underestimated that stupid bear once or twice.
Oh.
Yeah, I mean, it's strong for sure. I just I would probably have needed it to have been a Tera Captain, and like there's nothing wrong with like having made it, like if I wanted to make it Tera Captain, but at this point in the draft, like at pick number 3, I was still kind of like, okay, I kind of want to go for like Tera Flygon. It's just like I didn't really have I had already made a plan, and I just couldn't fit like any more Pokemon on whatsoever. Like every Pokemon that I had planned, and I pretty much got everything I wanted, and like everything did something. I didn't really have points to spare.
Oh, interesting. And also, I just wanted to ask you. I think we were talking about this like before the draft started. I think you were saying Terra Grass Arachnid is another idea you could do, because a water bubble, you won't be taking anything from fire moves.
Yeah. If I didn't go Terra, if I didn't go Terra Steel, I probably would have gone Terra Grass, just to so it has a way to actually hit water types. I would have been either Terra Grass or Terra Electric, probably Terra Grass, because there is some nice synergy there with like if rain is up. Like, even if I'm Terra Grass, I'm still taking what is effectively, like, not very effective damage from fire-type moves because of Water Bubble halving them, and then because of Rain halving it again, which is very cool. And maybe if I don't fight the Glamora user, like, if he's not on my schedule, then I probably will actually swap it to Terra Grass. So, there you go, spoiled it.
Yeah, because at this point in time, we don't know the schedules. And...
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Like, we're going to have a Rivals week, and spoiler alert, I've pretty much already built my team for that because I wanted to start building.
Oh, I'm changing it. Don't worry. Depending on, like, actually, like, real talk, depending on things go, let's just say some Terra Captains will be shifting here. That's basically it. That is basically
I can't say I blame you. Make sure you have an Arachnid check. That's my advice.
Oh, no, I'm just going Shaman. Shaman fucking sits on your Arachnid, unfortunately.
I didn't know what water bubble
That's fair.
does.
Yeah.
Water Bubble is an OP ability. It's just
so
on Arachnid.
Yeah, it says decreases the fire type move power by 50%, and then increases the power of water type moves by 100%, bro.
Yep. And also, I cannot be burned.
And you cannot be
You
burned.
can't even Will-O-Wisp me, which is really, really funny.
Which is interesting because you do go attack based, but every Arachnid I've seen is always like Surf. I think it gets Hydro Pump. And probably like, would you go specially based sometimes?
I would happily go special if I'm fighting like I think the main reason is like Landostherium, right? Or also like Glimora, because you don't want to like just activate Toxic for no reason.
That's true.
Yeah.
So yeah, I am more than happy to run a special Arachnid. It's just, you know, it has 20 more base stats in attack over special attack, so the physical moves will be stronger. But
and even if somebody brings a physical attacker against the Arachnid, you get the Fortress, and like that's gonna be like that pair right there is like really good because like they cover each other.
Yeah, exactly. look, spoiler, I'm really happy with how my team worked out. So.
Dude, yeah, I bet. And I cannot believe people let you get away with this.
I know.
No, it could have been
Yeah.
bad because before, when we were theory crafting, like this is way before draft. I mean, maybe we were just like into the draft. I had plans on using Thunders and King Gambit
Yep, you did.
because I didn't at that point I didn't have like a reliable dark type. I didn't have a reliable like
Yeah.
electric type.
Mhm.
But
Yeah.
we figured it out.
And-
We figured.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't remember exactly what my plans were. If you did end up going Thunderous and or King Gambit, because I think at that point we did agree that like
Yeah,
I
yeah,
did one and you'd get the
Yeah,
other.
yeah.
I don't remember exactly what my plan was. I'll be
Because
honest.
we are literally like so close in the draft order. We are literally like
Yeah, exactly.
that's the only reason that served anyway.
Yeah, like. Yeah, it was very easy for us to be like, okay, what do you want to do?
Mhm.
Because we could very reliably like not snipe each other because I mean it makes sense, right?
Yeah.
Because we're just right next to each other in the draft, so we can. It just makes it easier to plan.
Alright,
For sure.
should I go
Yeah.
my
Mystical.
pick? Yes.
Yeah, I think I basically talked about it. I mean, okay, Custap berry as well.
Honestly?
This is an excellent
Yeah.
Custap berry use.
Yeah.
Okay, there you go. That's the last thing I wanted to say.
All right, Mystical, talk to us about your number 3 pick. Who was it?
My number 3 pick is actually in my first 3 are actually in order, so I do choose. Well, not exactly in order, but I do choose my most expensive Pokemon first, which I feel like is pretty, like you would do.
I think that's
You would
pretty
do that.
standard. I think that's pretty
Exactly. And I decided to go for Clefable. So he's 16 points. So a lot of my points are dedicated to, just trying to get a good core going. We have
Right.
the dragon, we have the berry now, and maybe a good steel type could round out the team pretty nicely.
Of course.
And like, what better fairy than Clefable? Honestly, it's so solid in draft. I've seen, I forget who has it in the Melodic Draft League, but I was watching the watch along.
Mhm.
Dude, that guy is a monster, and I just like it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like
this
again,
Pokemon's really, really
it's
good.
so versatile, and it's
Unaware is really good.
it's such
too.
a strong ability. It's got
Yep.
honestly all of its abilities are really solid. Like
They
Q
are.
Charm, like it's kind of, maybe not Q Charm, but like Magikarp and Unaware is the two strong abilities. Like Clefable also has
Yeah,
like 95
sure.
special attacks, so it's nothing to like. If you
So
underestimate,
many things you can do with
it's got
Clefable.
Calm Mind,
And
learns the most
exactly.
TMs. I'm pretty sure in the game.
Wish,
Wish,
Yeah.
it's got rocks, it's got
Cosmic
Thunder Wave.
Power,
Excellent
Sword
set
Power.
versatility.
Exactly.
Like I think Magic God Life Orb is a really, really fun set as well.
Oh
Yep,
yeah,
and-
Magikarp, Life Orb. So
Mhm.
strong.
Because I mean, this is a Gen 1 Pokemon, right? So this also gets like all the coverage in the world.
Exactly. I'm pretty sure it learns the most TM out of any Pokemon. I'm pretty sure it learns the most TM.
Mhm.
It's got
Yeah.
all,
apart,
like
from,
you said.
apart from like Mew, I think. Like yeah, literally.
Yeah. And obviously like Smeargle, but like Smeargle doesn't really
Yeah.
does it?
Yeah. I mean, Smeargle can't necessarily learn TMs though.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
But back
think-
to this, it's got every coverage move you would ever want. It's got Flamethrower. It's got
And
Ice
it's
Beam.
got amazing
Yeah.
like utility moves as well. Like obviously like Stealth
Mhm.
Rock, but also just like Thunder Wave
Thunder
and like
Wave,
screens.
Wish.
Thunder Wave too, yeah.
Yeah. Wish Protect as well. Also
Yeah.
really, really good.
I mean, it is kind of expensive, but for what it does, I think the
Yeah.
price is justified.
Yeah. And like what it does is like just about anything.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like, you need a special
You
attacker.
can't sleep on like Cosmic Power, like stored power sets as well.
The Cosmic Power is
Yeah.
might be my like every time I see that on ladder, I want to shoot my computer. Like that is not something. It's like in this imagine like, you get where you can tailor the EVs. Yeah, I'm gonna have
Yeah.
fun using this Pokemon.
Yeah.
And I do have gravity, so if you want to be flying, I'm gonna
Yeah,
use
there you go. I think the
Tornadus.
strongest attribute of Clefable is that she is like pure type
Mhm,
fairy, and that means that she's only weak to the steel and the poison
And the
types,
poison.
and I don't
Yeah,
think
that's it.
like those two types, they're not really like offensive,
Yeah, like
steel types are mostly like bulky Pokemon, and then poison types, like, they can be offensive, but I don't think there's enough poison type Pokemon in a draft league in order to threat the Clefable, unless you're bringing, you know, a Tera, a Tera Pokemon, you know.
I completely agree. I'm just thinking of like poison types off the top of my head, and you've got like Iron Moth and like Petulant, and then from there it like falls off to like Gengar. There's like there's Glimora as well.
Yeah, and even if you see a Gengar, like you can just invest in HP, and then in special defense.
Yeah, exactly. Like you can go, you can easily just go unaware to ignore nasty plots. And you can go like Kebia Berry, I think it is, the poison resistance berry, and then Gengar is so like frail that you can just then revenge kill it pretty easily. Yeah. Like Clefable, if we want to talk about set versatility, with you have Glowking, Kyurem, and Clefable. Those two Pokemon can do just about anything. I think it's going to be a nightmare to prep for. I think so far that is the biggest strength of your team.
Yeah,
and which is what I was kind of going for, right? If you haven't noticed already, Kyurem, Clefable, they can run a lot of stuff. Like some weeks more than others, it's gonna be obvious. Okay, you're running specs like Blizzard could be so free to teams. Sometimes. Yeah, for sure. Like sometimes, but like for the most,
into me, you're probably gonna have specs free strike with your Kyurem. I'm just saying.
I actually had a different mind for you because we are rivals. I had a different set in mind. It's gonna be interesting to see how you deal with it.
Yeah.
What?
I only see 4 Pokemon that can threaten the Clefable. One being the Iron Moth, the Glimora. Yep, the Glimora, the Revabroom, and then
like it's a full counter. Sorry, it's just a full counter. I don't know.
And then the Sneasler, obviously.
Sneasler, yeah. Hey, but I do resist CC.
Against Revabroom, don't be sleeping on the Power Herb Dig.
Why would it dig against the Clefable?
No. Clefable is running Power Herb Dig.
Oh, Clefable is running the Power Herb.
I guess you're right, because you ignored the
exactly. With Unaware, you can just make sure you like you live. Just hope they don't have Gunk Shot, because that probably OHKOs anyway. But they wouldn't run Gunk Shot. They'd run Poison Jab or Iron Head because they're scared of missing Gunk Shot. And then you catch them off guard.
I'm not even sure it learns Poison Jab, but definitely Iron Head. Iron Head.
It definitely is Iron Head.
Yeah, it does get Iron Head, and then let's see what it gets for a poison attack. Yeah, it does get Poison Jab.
What is he jabbing with?
I don't know.
That
is so funny.
What is he jabbing?
The wheels. It's jabbing you with the wheels.
Bro, he's got like negative to reach. You can point it out. Anyway.
All right. You want to talk to us about your pick number 4?
Yeah, go for it.
Yeah, I will bring us back to. So okay. At this point, everybody has their everybody's going for their fairies and grounds, most in particular. Fairy, grounds, waters. This is about the time where they're getting chosen, right? Round 3 onwards.
Exactly.
And I just decide to go for 2 of those, actually. I decided to get Swampert. So Swampert originally wasn't the ground type or water type for that matter that I wanted, but I feel like it was... This was like a pick that I was sort of dancing around, like, okay, I could go... Because at this point, Tera Vaporeon was still alive, but...
Yeah.
It's like a Vaporeon. Do I really want to spend my money, spend my Tera points on that? Because in this league, we only have 20 Tera points. And the good ones are all like 11, 12. 12 being the max. And obviously that means you can't get 2 good Tera captains. So I was like, okay, if I get Vaporeon here, I'm going to get an extremely mid. Like, no, not mid. It is mid. Like, that by definition is going to be like a middle of the tier Tera captain.
Yeah.
For my neck, like as a good secondary, sure. But I didn't want to lock myself into that early, so I do decide to go for Swampert as my next pick, just because. Okay, at this point, it's solid, right? I was looking at it as I'm not exactly weak to grass, which is its only weakness. Like grass, I have Glowking, and I have a bunch of other picks after this that all would grass moves.
And it pairs good with Clefable because it resists the
it resists the poison and it resists
the poison and the steel too.
Exactly. Super poison, and that is I was looking at the type charts as well. I was like, I could use a Swampert, you know, it might not be.
Yeah, exactly. You could definitely use a Swampert.
Exactly, and I didn't want to split more points into another ground type because, like I said, my pick is really, our picks are really like you never want to be in the middle here when everybody's drafting waters, when everybody's drafting ground types, and I'm pretty sure at this point ground types are going off the shelf, like they're flying out at this point, and I was like, okay, kill 2 birds with 1 stone. Gonna get at least a very solid helps Clefable, helps like Glowking as well. It's got flip turn.
And like it's quad weak to grass, but like you have Glowking and you have Cure, so it's not really a big issue. Yeah. I think there's a lot of synergy with Swampert and the rest of your team. I do like this pick for your 4th.
Yeah.
Also, it means Clefable isn't locked into running like Stealth Rock every week,
exactly,
which is nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, with that, I will say that since mouse hold is the only removal, like if you do the tidy up, you're also removing your own stuff.
The thing, like it is kind of sad, but like again, I don't have to bring mouse hold every week, but
yeah, you don't have to.
That conversation comes to like tight matchups, like my matchups against.
Yeah, for sure.
Like against, like I'll say, against Mario Fan, he literally has 0 hazards aside from 1 Pokemon, and I have no hazards. That guy's gone. Like, sorry.
Well,
I will be saying, he has Fortress as his like, exactly. Like,
I also have rocks.
Yeah,
Fortress actually does get like every like hazard basically, apart from sticky.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Does he get T-spikes?
Yeah.
I didn't know he got T-spikes. I knew he got like spikes.
It gets like it actually gets like everything that isn't like sticky web, and I have a Arachnid.
I see. I mean, like it's a very solid.
Everything on my team has a role. Fortress is here for hazards and spin.
Yeah. While we're talking about that, you can go into your pick while we're on your team, Mario Fan.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
What you got, bro?
My 4th pick. At this point, I'm like, oh, I'm quite weak to electric, aren't I?
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, well, let's get another rain abuser. So I got a Chaladon. I got the bridge.
But we were all screaming at this guy to pick our Caledon because he was debating whether to get our Caledon or King Gambit. And I was like, dude, somebody is going to pick it because it doesn't need rain to be good. And
and then I listened to you all and I was like, okay, yeah, I'm glad I listened to you all. But yeah, I mean, obviously the number one thing this thing wants to do on my team is click Electric Shot in rain, right? That's the main thing. But this does also give me a Stealth Rocker, like it doesn't have to go like Assault Vest every week, although I will probably default to an Assault Vest like stamina set, just like Electro Shot, like Draco, like Flash Cannon maybe, and then like the Body Press, like something like that is probably going to be like the set I default to. But I can also go for like a 9 defense Body Press set with leftovers and stamina, like like Electro Shot is always going to make me more like strong on the special side, so I don't necessarily need a ton of special attack investment because it is so easy for me to click the Electro Shot. Obviously, it's going to struggle a little bit with like manual weather setup. So, for example, your Slowking can click Chilly Reception. That's going to be kind of annoying. For my Chaladon especially. Also, I can run Power Herb with Electro Shot and Meteor Beam.
Yeah,
I think that sounds
your
like
options are limitless. And
but it
the
does
abilities
also
are
get
good.
with screens. Yeah, for sure. Both like all its abilities. Okay, apart from Stalwart, which is a great doubles ability, but in singles, Stalwart is not going to do anything. But Stamina and Sturdy are 2 amazing abilities. Like, probably going to want to run Stamina most of the time, but Sturdy on a team as hyper-offensive as mine is going to be really useful.
Yeah. For
this
sure.
It just gets really good moves. Like dual screens as well. Like this thing, like when you look at this Pokemon, it's a bridge. It does not look fast. Why has this thing got base 85 speed? That's my question. But I mean, look,
want to bring it back
fine
to
for me.
Sturdy idea. It does get rocks, and against a team like mine, where I kind of have to have Messil to get rid of everything.
Yep.
And against Sturdy, it has a pretty good matchup into Messil. That's all I'll say.
Yeah, no, I completely agree. I can easily run like a Sturdy Crustat Berry set.
Exactly.
or even just like stamina. And if you click population bomb even once, I'm gonna stamina boost. I'm gonna have a rocky helmet,
Honestly,
and your
I
mouse hold
drafted
is.
mouse hold with the intent of not clicking population bomb once. I hope you know that. It is running Super Fang every single damn week, okay?
Yeah.
You know what? Fair. You're gonna miss it. You're gonna miss Super Fang against my Archaladon though, so good luck with that.
I'm going to the restroom, guys. I'll be back.
Okie dokie.
We'll pause it here. Pause it here. Because it is just... if you had anything else to say about
Archaladon.
Arc... I mean,
Hey,
like,
it gets-
Archaladon is so strong.
It gets like it has a base 105 attack stat and it has sword stance. So
It does have SD, and I'm pretty sure it was Pokeaim who got removed by this thing. I think it was
yeah.
If you remember that.
That video, that video
Yeah.
was pretty crazy. I can't remember exactly who it was.
I don't remember who
I
has
know-
it, but
I'd know it if I saw it. Like I can think of his voice. I can think of like the videos. I just can't remember the name.
who had Archaladon? Was it? What? That was the... L? What was his last name? Not sure.
Yeah, it was the season before the BBL.
Yeah, it's the
I don't
season
remember
before he's
exactly which
doing
one
right
it
now,
was.
because he had his Gliscor, he had his...
Yeah.
What was it?
Hold on, we can find out. Okay, YouTube. Let's pick him. Here is the channel. Videos. When was it? So
It
into the
was
tradition.
his...
Read
Yeah, it
the
was the
big
PPL. It was PPL. And it was... who had it? It was Necker Steva. Yeah, this guy. Oh,
Yes.
hell yeah, this
Yes.
guy's team. Yeah, I remember this. Man,
Yeah,
I really
that-
wanted Prima as
that
well,
was
right? Prima is such a strong one in the draft. I've never really used it. It's actually a Tera captain in another draft I was looking at, and I was like, this team is so
Crazy.
to use. But yeah, no, this team, yeah. It is kind of a shame he didn't really do that well in the actuals, but his team is very strong. Anyways,
Yeah, but like
sort
you
of
can
aside,
so-
but like that just shows you Archaladon doesn't need to be on rain to be. It
Exactly,
doesn't need to
exactly.
be on rain to be good, man.
and you can't sleep on the focus energy.
Well, maybe not that.
Go
set.
planes. Draco
Maybe not
Meteor set. Ooh. Guaranteed crits on Draco sounds nice though.
Yeah, you can't just completely spam it. Yeah, I guess. But yeah.
Yeah, this is I'm very much looking forward to using the Archaladon. It's gonna be really fun.
What Pokemon did Lucario draft next? I'm looking at his team is probably the Landers, right?
Probably.
It could be Iron Moth, but I don't think Landers. Maybe Landers did stick for that long.
Is it Lando T or Lando I? I don't.
It's Lander T. It is Lander T.
It is Lando T. I think that would make sense. I mean, this is what his round 5 pick. So yeah, Lando T staying
Is this
until
his
round
round
5
5 or round 4?
pretty crazy.
But I think it's
This.
round 4. It's his round 4.
Oh yeah. This is his round 4. Okay.
Yeah,
that's,
then because it would make
that's
sense
a
for
bit
him to
better. That's a bit
draft
better.
Moth after that.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, I'm so hyped
What
for. I'm very
pick
hyped.
was
for-
he?
I don't actually know. I meant to ask them that actually.
I was always meant to ask him. That's really funny. What pick was he?
Is what and but the fuck?
Because the announcement with the draft order was in the draft channel, and I think they've like hidden that from
Yeah,
people.
they like removed it for something. No, I was
Because yeah, I mean that's what I was gonna look at to remind myself what my order was.
Alright,
But-
guys, I'm back.
Hello again.
welcome back. Wait, so what pick were you by the way?
My pick. Oh yeah, this is in order. The next pick that I got was actually the Landorus.
Okay, yeah, that's what we thought. That makes
Yeah.
sense. That makes sense.
And yeah, and I basically went for the Landorus because at this point, with the Corviknight, the Keldeo, and the
Yeah.
Raging Bolt, I have two Pokemon weak to the electric,
Yeah,
and
I think this makes sense.
yep, and the Landorus, gives me that immunity, and
Yep.
then I don't depend on Corviknight to cover the ground weakness of the Raging Bolt.
Yeah.
Yeah, so the Landorus provides me with the immunity to ground. I can do the intimidate, I can U-turn, I can stealth rock, I can brick break. I think he was a very smart choice on my part. And let me see.
Oh, that's actually funny. We went 1, 2, 3. So it's actually Lucario man drafted before me. That's right.
Oh yeah, that's right.
That is right. Yeah. Sorry. You can go ahead.
Yeah.
No, don't worry. And then
The draft order.
let's see. And then at this point, so with the Landorus, I have at least on the type charts, I am on the red with the ice types and the fairy types, and then that leads me to my next pick. Well, actually, you know what? I was gonna say no. So for my next pick, the pick number 5, I went for my first Tera captain.
Oh.
And
Okay.
yeah,
Okay.
I did the item leaves.
Oh yeah, that's a good one.
Oh, yeah, true.
Yep.
When I was looking at this, I don't remember the app. I thought you picked Iron Moth. That would make sense. But Iron Leaves also make sense.
Yeah, I pick item leaves, because I have never used them before, and I really needed a physical attacker,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
this
Yeah. I
yeah,
completely
so
agree.
this guy can do the booster energy, to increase the speed. He can sword stance, and then for the Tera typings, I decided to go for let me see, the grass, for a stronger leaf blade, a
makes sense.
psychic.
Yep, same.
And then for the for fighting, just in case I want to increase the damage of the close combat. And yeah, I mean, the last two picks for me were like pretty standard, nothing too significant. Although at this point in time with the item leaves, I was really concerned because I had nothing to cover for fairies and nothing to cover for ice types,
That is pretty true. Like,
except for the
Yeah.
Corviknight. But
then
Except for
your
the Corviknight.
Then your next pick. But I like Iron Leaves. I've never seen it not being used. Always paired next to cards. It does get wild. I mean, it does help you maybe against ice, but I like your Tera. I like your Tera Captain Leaps just because it's a very spammable, but
yeah,
It
great.
is.
yeah, 104.
104 is nothing to be like. You are slower than 108s,
Yeah.
which is like kind of the tier.
Yeah.
But like,
But boost energy speed will help with that. For
it's
sure.
a very strong Tera Captain. I think if you're gonna bring it, it's always Tera.
Exactly, for sure.
So, yeah, I mean, if it's just draft paper. Honestly, I like this guy as a Tera. I like that. If you don't bring it out as a Tera Captain, you're just quadruple.
Exactly.
Got Mega Horn, it's got Sideblade.
Yeah.
Sideblades
Yeah,
For sure,
Sideblade.
for sure.
are SD. Obviously, Trailblaze, you particularly get stab on it.
Yeah. I mean, your team right now is pretty bulky, so you could easily run like screens, like weakness policy, iron leaves, with like agility. I think something like that could be pretty fun.
It has to get agility. You can like. In that case.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I mean, like
Yeah.
its defenses aren't like one of its 90 HP. It's also very solid. There's maybe like AV guy based on range.
Yeah.
Yeah. This thing's gonna take hits for days.
130 speed,
Mhm.
30 attack is so strong.
Yeah.
I think it's great.
Yeah.
I think it makes a lot of sense. I think it makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, I also think it makes a lot of sense. But you are pretty weak to ice right now.
Yeah. I am. But let's just keep on going, shall we? Mario, talk to us about your next pick.
Okay, my next pick. Okay, I'm gonna have the least to say about this one because, shocker, Rain Team drafts Rain Setter. That's kind of crazy. Okay, so I'm gonna run Damp Rock on this Pokemon, basically every single week. Spoiler alert, because my team needs Rain up. Yeah. And then probably more often than not, I'm gonna have Hurricane. I'm gonna have U-Turn. I'm gonna have Roost, and whatever move I need last. You know, maybe I want Surf one week. Maybe I want like Knockoff. Maybe I want Tailwind. Like, doesn't really matter. Yeah, I'm the Pelipper. Yeah.
Pelipper does learn the knockoff. That is insane.
Yeah. Like, great utility. I was never going to be picking Politoed over Pelipper. And basically the number one reason for that is, okay, firstly, the flying stab is really, really good synergy with my like Arachnid and my Palafin. Just being able to hit like grass types. But also U-Turn is basically the number one reason outside of the flying type, because pivoting moves are amazing, especially on a team as hyper offensive as this one. Yeah, that's basically all I have to say about Pelipper. Drizzle will set up Rain, Damp Rock will extend it for 3 turns, so I have 8 turns of Rain, 7 turns if I click U-Turn, and I will just be clicking buttons. That's the plan. That's what Pelipper's here for.
I could see a world where you don't bring your Rain. Yeah, I'm just looking at it, you run Hell.
Yeah. I like. With the way I've drafted, I don't need Rain. Like, obviously every Pokemon will benefit, but they also don't need it.
Yeah.
Which
Tornadus is fast enough to set up the Rain by itself.
Yeah, exactly. Like, the fact I have like so many Pokemon that benefit from Rain, like basically, like not all of them, but most of them also learn Rain Dance. Like, if I, for example, Pelipper, like, okay, well, I don't really think I can bring Pelipper here. Like, for example, into any Pokemon that has Freeze Dry. Or that person with the Mono Electric team.
Bro, I just realized that Gudra learns, Gudra has the Zap Zip. No, not Zap Zipper. How do you pronounce that? Sap Zipper?
Yeah, Sap Zipper. Yeah, it does.
So immunity to grass, bro. That is.
Yeah.
So strong
Yeah.
Rain team.
Very, very useful for my Rain team. Although that is not the number one reason I drafted Gudra, but I will get to that when I actually get it.
Yeah, fair enough.
But that is a nice like secondary mode. I would say.
All right,
Okay.
Mystical. What did you pick next?
Is a steal. So as this, like I said, Orph is already gone. A lot of the good guys.
There's a lot of steel types that are gone. Yeah, Treads is definitely gone. I'm pretty sure Executor is also gone.
Actually, to begin with, I decided I actually want to draft Tera Registry. That was going to be my original thing. It's actually only 10 points. If I wanted to pair with another 10-point Tera.
Yeah,
It's
there's a
kind of
lot of good
solid, you know,
like 10.1s as well.
But if you're looking at my doc, right, obviously I don't have Tera.
Indeed.
Something must have happened. Another player in the draft wanted it pretty badly, and we also happened to get another Pokemon. I thought, because if you look at my team, I don't actually have a Gilligan. And like Glowking would prefer like a flying type, which is why I had my eyes on type type. Because it also has pivot. And very nice.
Yeah.
In any case, I think the pick I do end up trading it for a Tera to a fighting, poison, and fire. It's all Pokemon it's all types that would benefit from, and fire is just
minus fighting, which obviously stab body
fire is just kind of whatever.
Very, very strong.
It's just kind of a secondary. Like if I need it, I don't have a real fire type that can. Fire, it learns Terra Blast. Fire could be strong.
Yeah, exactly. Intellect Sizzle
Poison and
would be really nice.
fighting are probably the main ones I'm gonna go for. Poison on a steel type, it fixes a lot of my
Yeah, like Psychic is your only weakness,
That's what
and
I'm
there's
saying.
not a lot of amazing Psychic
And,
types.
like honestly, psychic.
And you
as a
have
type
one of
is
them.
So incredibly. It's so incredibly.
Yeah,
As a-
exactly.
As a type in general,
Yeah.
like you definitely want a psychic type on every draft, but it's always gonna be kind of like lower, mid-ish tier. In any case, Earthworm, the fighting speaks for itself, right? It's got iron defense, it's got coil, it's gonna run body press.
Yep.
I mean, it's got 145 defense. Might as well use it. It's just, I mean, it's got, and it's also got a ground immunity, which I actually quite.
Yep,
Now
for
that
sure.
I've drafted the rest of my team, maybe I would have wanted the Registeel back, but I mean, I think it's still pretty solid for what I picked it for. Not really. I guess it's psychics, fightings, where I Tera have Glow King and I have Clefable already.
Yeah, for
Fire
sure.
types, I have Swamp.
Hmm.
Like fire types is another one of the things. Want a fire type sometimes. Fire types they're all kind of bad. Except for
Yeah.
like
Pokemon Hotflim's good. My
Yeah,
favorite
you-
fire type to draft is definitely Volcarona.
Yeah. Hey, you guys are not recording like my screen, right? You guys
What?
cannot see me.
No, I'm
No,
I'm
no,
I'm
no,
recording my
okay.
browser.
I'm asking because like I'm actually like cleaning my my ears right now, and
I'll get 'em.
and I was like, no, that would have been really embarrassing.
No, I'm not recording. I just the.
All right. Anyways,
Yeah, don't
going
worry.
back to Pokemon.
I'll get. Yeah, like I was saying, Earthworm is just a pretty solid. I have this Pokemon in deal. It is very solid. And
Yeah, for
another
sure.
draft, it is very solid. It's solid. And body press. Hey, I'm just. One of the other things about this draft is that I wanted to not use. Is like I've never used like the first 5.
Yeah.
I guess. But like the first 4 and the rest of my draft, I've never used it. I'm really excited to.
Yeah, cool. That's
Just
cool.
really excited.
Fair enough. I actually admire that a lot, because a lot of people they're like, "Oh, I'm just gonna draft the Pokemon that I think
Exactly,
are good,
right?
you
Like,
know, and I
oh,
just
okay,
want to
that's-
win,
that's
you
like-
know."
that's like
And I can
cool.
respect wanting to win, but let's also have some fun. And you know, I think for the views, you know, in terms of like YouTube and stuff, the viewers want to see
very true.
like different Pokemon.
Exactly right. And if you brought them every like, imagine you're in 3 draft leagues and you have the same damn team. Like how boring would that?
Yeah,
Exactly,
a lot,
exactly.
a lot. Yeah.
All
All right. Am I next?
Yeah, go for it. Liz, what did you draft?
Okay.
I'd like your sis.
Yeah, so obviously at this point, you know, with the last Pokemon being Item Leaves, like you mentioned, I have weaknesses I'm on the red on Fairy and Ice. So to kind of like help me with that, I decided to go with the Klefki. He's 11 points, and you know, pretty amazing Pokemon. You know, amazing typing. The Steel and Fairy are very useful. And then let's not forget that he does learn the Prankster. So, you know, I'm gonna be able, and this completes my core of Fairy and Steel and Dragon. And so the Klefki, he can go for the dual screens. He can set up spikes. He can also do the Thunder Wave. There are quite a few things that the Klefki can help me with. And you know, I also picked it because, like I mentioned, you know, it provides coverage for the Ice and the Fairy.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah,
Honestly,
I think it's just a
your
very-
team is
very
very
good pick.
solid. I would not want to. If we are matched up like that, then whatever.
Yeah, it is what it is.
I probably like would have because your team is so solid. Cinderace, Iron Moth, Corviknight with Raging Bolt. That's just like that. Whatever card. It's a very strong draft. I'm just gonna say it's a very strong draft. It's got a lot of potential to just like honestly, even if you just bring your first 6 every week, I can see it just working.
Yeah, fair.
I can genuinely just see it working, just because it's so strong. Like everything
Exactly.
covers everything.
Yeah.
Iron Moth deals with both of those. Can't really U-turn on Corviknight or Landorus either. Very strong. It's a very strong.
Yep. So at this point, with my first 6, I was actually very, very happy.
Honestly, it's very nice. Very nice. Very nice.
Yeah, I agree. Just a very, very solid, very balanced like core of 6.
Exactly. All right. Who wants to go next?
Yeah, go for it, Mario. Then.
Alright, so my 6th pick. So right now I'm still pretty weak to electric, right? So I'm like, okay, let's get them like an electric immune. But I don't really want a ground type, right? Because I have like holier. So this is why we were talking earlier about Thunderous Therian with the Volt Absorb is very, very useful for my team. I also get 100% accurate Thunders in Rain. So another Pokemon that does benefit from the Rain. This Pokemon is also extremely strong with base 145 special attack. Also pretty good speed in the base 101. But again, any Pokemon from like 75 to like 110, I'd say. Or maybe like 105. I think like 75 to 110. Like any Pokemon in that like speed tier range, I think really, really benefits from Sticky Web. So this is one of those basically. It's just a very, very strong Pokemon that like with webs up, I can just click like choice specs like Thunders.
I love this Pokemon with webs as well. It's so strong. So strong.
Yeah, I completely. It's
got so much coverage.
It's just so good, and
Dude,
it gets all the coverage.
You're gonna get far on this league, bro, with this team. Like, I don't want to play you now. Like, that's all I'm gonna say. Like, you just have like really good coverage, and you would say, oh well, the Fortress is weak to fire ×4. Yeah, but he's gonna have the rain.
Yeah, exactly.
And then
Rain
he's
up.
gonna have the Araquanid. He's gonna have quite a few things out there to like cover for the Fortress. Even
exactly.
Even with the weakness to fire ×4, with the rain, shit, like that's nothing.
Yeah, I completely agree. And like my probably my biggest weakness to any like single like one Pokemon, probably Ogerpon Wellspring, if we want to be honest here. But I have like Torn T for the Hurricanes. This Pokemon, Thunderous Therian, gets like Sludge Wave and Sludge Bomb, which will hit pretty hard. Like King Gambit as well. Spoiler alert, that's my next one. But King Gambit is also going to be like pretty nice on taking on the Ogerpon, just because King Gambit is so like physically bulky.
Yeah.
And then the Fortress as well is just gonna not take a whole lot of damage just because of how tanky Fortress is naturally. I think there's a lot of synergy. Cause I mean, some of my top picks, like I at the moment I'm kind of struggling against like bulky waters especially. So just having something that can like nuke them is really, really good. Because most bulky waters are going to be like you look at my team and people are going to go, okay, let's make this Pokemon max defense, max HP, right? And then this Pokemon is going to be able to take advantage of that because they're not going to be trained to be like specially defensive, but more importantly, they're not going to be trained to be like particularly fast. So I'm just going to be able to go modest and just click buttons, and that's basically why I got Thunderous Therian. It's a very, very important niche for what my team needed, being electric immune and also being able to hit water types.
Yep, and 145 base special attack. Yeah, that is really, really. And then you're gonna be hitting that Thunder every freaking time with the rain.
And even if rain isn't up, then I'm just gonna get lucky.
Exactly.
Also, Thunder in rain. Can't forget this. This move has a 30% chance to paralyze. So I'm sure there's going to be at least 1 week where I hit the Thunder, I get the paralysis, and they get fully paralyzed, and they are not happy about it. And you know what? I would also be not very happy about it. I personally, if that was me, I would tilt a little bit. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
But this Pokemon does also get Nasty Plot. If it wasn't already strong enough, it does also get Nasty Plot.
Yeah.
It's just
I love this Pokemon under webs because it's got it's like 331 max. It's weird that it's faster than the 100, but it's outside of that it's actually kind of like I think this is sort of the same thing as Palf, like speed tying.
Yeah, exactly.
But
it's like
with webs, I love this Pokemon.
It's decently fast, but
I love this Pokemon webs because it's so strong. It's got Nasty apply. Like
Yeah,
you can run so
exactly.
many focus. You can run so many coverage moves. Sorry, like Focus Blast, like Sludge Wave.
Yeah,
again.
for sure.
It's Grass Knot. Like it's such. I love.
Yeah,
this
exactly.
I love this Pokemon.
Like grass knot for like your Swampert, for example.
Exactly.
I'm probably going to feel pretty forced to run the grass knot on this Pokemon.
Like, I wish this Pokemon had a real flying type move, or any flying type
Yeah,
move in general.
Yeah. Definitely
that's
the
biggest-
biggest weakness is
yeah.
that this thing's strongest flying move is like acrobatics.
Yeah, but, like,
This Pokemon is not a physical attacker.
and like hidden power flying if we still had hidden powers in this game.
Literally, if this
Yes.
Pokemon still had like access to power flying, I would probably run that at like a
So
decent amount
good.
of time as well. just to have it. But yeah, I mean, I didn't necessarily get this as like a flying type offensively. Like,
Yeah, right.
obviously having another Pokemon that's like ground immune is nice, but that's not the main reason it's here.
Yeah, you were like under the radar, you know, because like there's no way. I was like, how did the entire roster let him draft like this? You know, like nobody just paid attention to, you know, what you were
I know.
trying to
Oh
build.
my god, I know. I quite literally got like every single pick that I actually wanted.
What would you do like Thunder since then? Because like I said, I did.
Well,
I was looking at it.
yeah, like I made a plan around you
Mhm.
getting the Thunderous. I just don't remember what it was.
Oh.
I mean, I'll open Draft Zone to see if like it's still here. But I think I deleted it.
I use this guy.
I mean, you could have gotten Kilo White Troll.
Yeah. I definitely could have, to be fair. I definitely
Yeah.
could have.
I might have been Kilowatt
Uh,
then. All right. Should I move on to my sixth?
Do it.
Yeah. go
Right.
for it.
So my sixth click is a Pokemon that I knew I wanted to use even before when I saw it, because for some reason, right, a lot of the leagues don't allow a Tera Shaman. I don't know why. Like it's base form Shaman, so it's got 100 form. It's got 100 across the board.
Yeah.
It's not particularly strong, but it's not like. But with its moves, it has. It's also not weak either, and especially combined
Yeah.
with the Tera type of grass, that just helps what it does just do even better. Like Seed Flare, I'm gonna be spamming if like into certain matchups.
Absolutely.
Just going to be spamming it. I don't care if you resist it because you're getting a -2 in special defense,
Yeah.
and I'm gonna kill you next turn with like some other move.
Yep. Very true.
My other
I
Tera
will say,
types,
be careful of Covert Cloak.
I mean,
People will
if you're
feel
running
forced
Covert
to run
Cloak
Covert Cloak.
just for missing the -2, it's still 120 base power with Tera Grass. So
It is
that's,
very, very strong still.
exactly.
Yeah.
And base 100 across the board.
Spoiler
It is-
alert, Sap Sipper Gudra into you might be a blink.
It's called I'm bringing
any
both my fairy types.
categories are really.
No, but in all seriousness, like, I think it's very strong. It could also be very defensive. Well, I had some trouble sticking
Yeah.
with the Tera tips. I actually, but I thought that, you know, Tera Ground is kind of nice. Just like it boosts my Earth power a little bit more. It hits some stuff. I don't actually have that much break. I don't think I actually have good ground defensive. Well, like, I'm not using ground as a defensive typing. That's for sure. Put it that way.
Yeah, it's so you can hit fires and steals,
And,
which
like,
I think
fires,
that makes a
like,
lot of
I'm
sense.
gonna get I was originally Tera
Yeah, exactly.
Water over. Honestly, I wasn't really. If this guy had free Tera, that would have been the best case scenario. Because he wants to
Yeah,
run
yeah,
a
yeah,
lot of.
for sure.
My
Yeah,
next Tera
I mean-
captain's Tera type is Fairy. Fairy is kind of no doubt. It's such a solid type. Such a good defense.
Yeah, it's such a like no drawbacks type, and like
with the Pokemon
because this
I have-
Pokemon has natural cure as well, like you can't even like toxic this
Exactly,
Pokemon
you're not
down.
toxic, you're not Thunder Wave again.
Exactly.
I mean, I'm switching out. It's gonna be just annoying. It's got Leech Seed.
Yeah. Yeah, like immediately the set I think of is like a very, very
Leech
annoying
Seed, right?
like
Exactly.
leftovers Leech Seed Protect Substitute Seed Flash set.
Oh
It
yeah,
also
Leech
has-
Seed.
Okay, on Smogon,
Because I'm a bad
advantage
person.
of Sword Stand. When have
Yeah,
I ever used
yeah,
Sword Stand? I'm gonna be honest.
I mean,
It's best. I mean, I think it's best physical.
what physical moves does it get? Petal Blizzard gets Facade. Play Rough is actually good coverage.
Player
So
base
actually, you can go Terra Fairy for the defensive like help, and then click Play Rough. You actually could get Send Headbutt as well,
Yeah.
or you could go like Loaded Dice Bullet Seed. Ooh,
Oh
Maybe-
yeah.
Maybe
Actually, Swords Dance, Trailblaze, like Petal Blizzard, like Play Rough. Like that sounds like a real set.
Solid. It's not bad, but like it's a base 100s. It's not gonna be doing that much. In all honesty, it's not gonna be doing that much. I wanted to use this guy mostly for just spamming like stuff, and it's also very it's surprisingly bulky. Because grass doesn't have that many features that my team doesn't. Pretty like the only one is Flop.
Yeah, yeah, I think that's fair.
Maybe I should have gotten Tera Electric. And in any case, it's a pretty cool Pokemon. I'm excited to use it.
Yeah,
very excited.
Yeah, I think this is going to be like between this and Orthworm. I think the combination of those two Tera captains is going to be pretty annoying for people to deal with.
Yeah, of course.
And like I said, this is actually the Pokemon I was saying if it doesn't work, be able to change something.
Yeah, I think there is a lot of potential here for sure. Though.
I have a lot of other potential Tera captains that can fill the space pretty. We'll get to that when it comes to. Man,
for sure.
Seventh. Pretty curious as to see.
So let me see. After the Klefki, I'm still on the red on both. On only the ice type, I'm on the red. So because I have ×4 weakness with the Landorus. My Tera Captain is also weak to the ice, and then obviously the Raging Bolt. I'm also on the red on fire, so I thought that a fire type Pokemon was gonna be really useful, and I was like, damn, so I need a fire type Pokemon, but I also need a Pokemon that has a base speed of 110 or more. And so for my 7th pick, I used the Iron Moth.
I think that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, so now I'm like even on everything. I'm only red on the ghost types, but you know, Iron Moth, you know, like super offensive. You know, he's got the 140 special attack and then 110 on the speed, so he can be a really powerful Pokemon because he can also use the substitute. You know, in case I can predict a switch on my opponent's card, and he has some really interesting moves that he can use. So obviously, you know, the Fury Dance is gonna be right there, the Sludge Wave. I can use the Dazzling Gleam. I can use Energy Ball, which means, you know, I can also exactly. So pretty straightforward. That's all I'm gonna say for the Iron Moth. That's why
Boost Energy is just really good, and like boosting this thing's speed even further is just so valuable. Like, but you can also go like Heavy Duty Boost. Does this get a pivoting move? Does it get U-turn? It does get U-turn. So you can also do like Heavy Duty Boost U-turn set because I think like basically every single Pokemon on the team has like a pivoting move.
Yeah.
And we don't need to say much about Iron Moth. This Pokemon's just really good.
Yeah. Needless to say.
Okay.
Yeah, honestly.
Yeah. Okay. I think that leads me on to my 7th pick, which is King Gambit. So, my thought process behind drafting King Gambit is basically, okay, right now people can just spam their ghost moves into me pretty freely. I'm also pretty weak to rock. What's a Pokemon that helps with both of those? Okay, King Gambit, there you go.
Yeah.
But also, my other thinking was that because my team is so like hyper offensive, it's going to be so fast paced that just having a King Gambit at the end of if you get through my five other Pokemon, having a King Gambit at the end of that is just going to be super annoying.
Exactly.
That's my logic. That's literally my logic. And like, because for example, a Pokemon like Petulant into my team right now would be pretty annoying. Apart from like Thunderous Therian, like none of my Pokemon particularly love going against Petulant. Okay, Archaladon as well. But like my main Pokemon in the like Palafin, like Taunty doesn't hate like petulant, but it doesn't love it either. It feels like a lot more neutral. It's just a Pokemon to like help me with like ghosts.
Yeah.
Like ghosts especially, and just obviously this thing is everyone knows what Pokemon does. It's gonna kick Sucker Punch. It's gonna threaten like Swords Dance, but it could also be like AV. It could also be like type resist berries, so something like Chocolberry or like Sugarberry is going to be really, really valuable. Or even like Air Balloon as well. It's just going to be really, really useful. It's just going to add something that my team needed.
Exactly.
That's basically it. And like just something else to hit, like bulky fairies as well, because I don't really have anything to like super duper like hit them, like no stab damage anyway. Like I've got like Sludge Wave. Okay, actually I've got Archie. But like
I would argument
against
that
like
with
like
having the
Carmine
Archie
Clefable, Carmine Clefable is basically my thinking. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
Sorry.
And Gyroball on the Fortress too, bro. Like he can hit really hard.
Okay, yeah. Fair. But I mean, Gyroball isn't gonna be the strongest move because Clefable isn't particularly fast.
Oh yeah, true. But against other fairies, yeah.
But against other fairies, yeah. I mean, against like Iron Valiant, for example, like Fortress is going to be a key player in that matchup.
That's right. Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
Mystical, take us to your next.
All right, my seventh pick is. I realized I also have a pretty. I mean, the protocol pretty bad. My only weakness is at this point. But you want a fire type. I have.
Yeah.
In my last 4 picks, I've drafted a water type, a ground type. Fire type makes sense to bring. And I think with Ultras, actually, I think Talonflame was still good. But I just wanted, like, Ultras is actually surprisingly cheap. And for what I
this
needed
Pokemon
to
for
do,
9 is pretty crazy.
like, for what I needed to do, which is just to be, like, sort of a wall, it'll spread the occasional Will-O-Wisp, it'll do the occasional, like, hurricane damage, flamethrower damage.
Exactly.
For what I needed to do, it's a very solid budget pick. It doesn't get defog in this gen. Just the one edge Talonflame actually has open that it gets defog.
Yeah.
But like at this point, as like Region Talonflame is like 10. Talonflame actually 11. So it's even more expensive than I thought.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's an expensive Pokemon.
It's an expensive thing. But Moltres pretty much does the same thing better, but with better defenses. And it's got
Moltres is a lot bulkier and stronger.
Exactly.
Talonflame has defog and the better speed, but I would say that Moltres is probably better unless you're against a really, really like good hazard stacking team.
Yeah, but like at that point, I always bring Mousehold, man. I always just get it. If you have even like a sense of
exactly.
Like strong as like your team, I'm bringing. Anyways, but Moltres I think is just like you said. I wanted a fire type as well, and they're all going like Incineroar. If I had gotten Incineroar, that would have been actually pretty good because then I get Dark Fairy as well. But hey, honestly, beggars can't be choosers, and where I am in the draft, I'm pretty lucky to get Moltres for anything else. Yeah, I'm just happy.
Yeah, I'm definitely surprised that Moltres was still on the board at this point because, like you said, for 9 points, this Pokemon's really like good value for 9.
Very good value.
Fair enough.
Alrighty.
Alright.
8th pick.
So for my next pick, just for the heck of it, I got Miss Magius. Because the Miss Magius has the 105 speed, which is pretty good. So she can be. In my opinion, she deserves more credit than what she's given. She can do. She has the levitate, and then she can also do. She can also do trick. She can do the Will-O-Wisp, the T-Wave. She can set up the Sunny Day if I need to. She has a 105 special attack. She learns the Nasty Plot.
For sure.
And has a Tera Captain, she's my Tera Captain, by the way, my second Tera Captain.
Yeah. What are Tera types?
First one, I decided to go for Electric, because
that makes sense.
It has the Levitate, and then because I'm on the red on Ghost, I decided to go normal, and she does learn the Hyper Voice as well, so that's gonna hit really hard.
Okay, that's cool.
And then she does learn what is it? Let me see. It's a very strong fairy move, so I also decided to go for the Tera.
It does say dazzling, and also just draining kiss is pretty annoying.
Yeah.
It does
Yeah,
get nasty.
I completely agree.
Draining kiss. It doesn't mean much. Terra fairies. Fairy, like I said, I love fairies. Fairy types is. But it's got like like Thunder Wave. It can go heads.
Yeah. It can also go like Destiny Bond or Memento. Memento just to like help any of your like strong Pokemon like set up.
Yeah.
Seems useful.
I will argue that I would also think about changing one of the Tera types into fire, because she does learn the mystical fire.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
Yeah, and that's all I'm gonna say for the Miss Magus. You know, I'm very excited to like I think she can be really hard to prep for, because an opponent could be like, okay, what kind of Miss Magus are we looking for?
Yeah.
Are we looking for a support Miss Magus, an offensive Miss Magus? What's the deal here? So and has a Tera Captain, she can be even more annoying.
I think it's a very solid.
And
yeah, exactly.
and then when they're expecting like a nasty plot set, and then instead they get hit with Mean Look Perish Song, protect substitutes. You know.
Yeah.
I'm just throwing ideas to the wind.
Yeah, and thank you, because I didn't know that she learned Perish Song.
Let's get Destiny Bond Memento.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's
It gets a lot of really, really good
That
like
was-
supporting moves.
If I didn't have a current weakness, I was looking at this Pokemon. Honestly, it's a very solid.
Yeah.
I think his speed is very solid, but I feel like bulky stuff is all. I'm 5 with,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
with 105 speed, like, and 105 defense, you're gonna be outspeeding a lot of that you should.
Outspeeding, yeah, for
Outspeeding,
sure.
right?
Yeah, exactly. But then of course your like lower base HP stat is gonna make Pain Split like even more potent.
Yeah.
Like this Pokemon is just it's a really, really good Tera Captain, because it, similar to a lot of like other stuff on your team, it just has like pretty good set versatility.
Exactly. Yeah.
It's going to be difficult to predict what exactly it wants to click.
I think as your team like is building together, Ghost type fits in pretty nicely. You get this upper hindering,
Yeah.
like, for your,
Yeah.
and it's okay. You also can't forget about Lefty.
Yep.
That guy's setting up all the spikes, and he got that spin blocker.
Exactly.
Pretty nice. Honestly, it's very solid. It's very solid. I can't really say anything.
Yeah.
All right, Mark. What do you have? What do you have?
Okay, my next pick.
What
Was
other
alluded
disgusting
to
thing
earlier.
you got?
So this round is the round I got Fortress, because I'm like, okay, right now I need a rapid spinner,
Yeah.
and I would also appreciate the ability to set up other hazards other than Sticky Whip.
Yeah. And Fortress does
And
that.
Fortress does exactly that. I mean, I probably don't need to say too much. I'm probably gonna want to run like heavy duty boots sturdy most weeks, unless I'm just planning on leading Fortress.
Yeah.
In which case, maybe I want to run like Aquaberry or like
I
Custard
still
Berry.
think you run Sturdy anyway.
Oh yeah, no. I'm gonna be running sturdy unless
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
going against like a Moongus or something, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, this thing, base 140 defense. I'm probably gonna want to run the body press, but it is like I can threaten like defense body press.
Yeah.
I can click like Thunder Wave. Like it has Volt Switch for pivoting, which is really nice.
Yeah. He's
Like,
so good,
most-
you're speechless, bro.
Literally, like it's just so good. Like most of the time, I'm probably gonna run like rapid spin, body press, Volt Switch,
Yeah.
and whichever hazard looks the best. Like that's
Yep.
probably what I'm gonna want to run most of the time.
And let me tell you, he can do a lot of damage to fast Pokemon, like I said with the Gyro Ball, and then he can also learn
Yeah,
the
for sure.
body press, which can do a lot of damage thanks to the defense on Fortress.
Yeah, this thing's defense stat being so high is just really good. It also has counter, which
Oh,
don't
yeah.
sleep on that move.
Yeah.
I could also run like a very annoying like resto chesto set or like rest sleep talk even with like body press and iron defense. But this is another Pokemon that has rain dance. So if I don't want to run the powder, I can just click the manual rain dance. Yeah, I think this Pokemon just adds a lot of utility that my team needed.
Run all three
And-
hazard.
Quite literally, I could easily run all 3 hazards and then like body press or rapid spin. Or like if I feel like I don't need rapid spin in a week, then at that point maybe I can. I do feel like I can go 3 hazards plus body press or volt switch or whatever I want. Yeah,
I used
Fortress
to run
it's
all
just
three.
a very very useful like role for what my team needed. And yeah, I don't think I've got anything else to say about Fortress. It's just really cool.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mystical.
Yeah.
Who did you pick?
Okay, if you look at my team right now, I have no physical attackers. Like, Kiram could maybe go physical some weeks. Like, Shaman maybe go physical some weeks. I have no physical attackers, so... I mean, I'm looking around, right? I'm still kind of weak to fire at this point. Like, I wouldn't want another fire. Like, I don't want to be spammed with fire types. So I decided to go for maybe a Lycan... I go for the Lycanroc Dusk. At first, I was thinking, okay, Lycanroc Tera could be pretty cool, but... Honestly, I'm not sure if I wanted to... bend or switch any of my tier captains that I already have. So I do decide to go for Lycanroc Dust, and at this point, like it's probably the best option I have. It's very strong, and it gives me a good speed tier. Which is
110.
My team is very slow.
Definitely.
My team is very slow. I think
It
It
is.
is pretty slow.
Yeah.
It's pretty slow.
And I'm like, okay, cool. Like I've never used this Pokemon before, but it looks pretty cool, man. It's got Stone Edge. It's got a lot of random coverage. It gets like Psychic Fangs. It does get Roll Run, I'm pretty sure it gets.
Yeah.
Close
And of
Combat.
course, Tough Claws.
Tough
Tough Claws is a really good ability as well.
Like, can't really say much about this. Obviously, the defenses are like kind of pissed, but like, that's not what I'm using it for. It's got Fire Fang, it's got Iron Defense for some reason. It's got Brick Break, it's got Sucker Punch, Stealth Rock,
Yeah.
Stone Edge. Like,
It is.
Cho'Gath
It
is
is.
a
It
pretty
is.
cool- it's
Really
just a
good.
Pokemon
Really
that I
good
wanted.
physical moves.
Yeah.
It's just a Pokemon that I can bring some weeks. Might do what I need
Exactly.
to. It might not, but
Accelerock
need
is also a
to.
really good move.
yeah, that's another thing.
Like,
That's
very
the-
nice
that's the name,
priority.
that's the name.
Yeah.
Like
Accelerock,
a Tough Claws
Accelerock,
boosted in
combat,
Accelerock is going to
crunch,
be doing
and
big
psychic
damage.
fangs.
exactly.
Literally.
Can't
Also
ask
has
for
Sword Stance.
Really
Oh,
can't.
and Sword
Like you
Stance,
could go
yeah.
like Focus Sash with Sword Stance as well. Also an option.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I might run
It's
the random
just got
counter.
really good moves.
You could run the random counters days.
Yeah, you could. Absolutely. Just like lead it,
Yeah.
Focus Sash, threaten, counter,
Psychic
threaten,
fangs,
Stealth Rock.
get rid of the screens.
Yeah,
Exactly.
yeah,
Like,
exactly.
It also is a Brick Break if it's like a Dark type. So.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
It's a solid Pokemon. I don't really have much to
Very-
say. I needed a physical attacker and a fast attacker at this point because I didn't have
Yeah.
any of
Yeah.
those. Tough Claws is such a nice move. It boosts Stone
Fair
Edge. I
enough.
don't think it boosts Stone Edge, but it does definitely boost close combat. Boosts player
Yeah.
off. No,
Any contact moves.
Yeah, it gets.
Yeah. Fair enough.
I don't
Also
have
has
much-
Endeavor on like a Focus Sash lead
Yeah,
set.
like
Endeavor is also really,
literally,
really nice.
like this could be a pretty good lead. Like,
Yeah.
All right,
Completely agree.
we're wrapping it. We're almost coming.
Yeah.
Lucario Man take his 9th pick. So just
All right.
repeat it.
So my 9th pick is actually an old favorite. I love bringing this guy. So I was gonna pick the Pincurchin, but then it was it was taken by
it's
a
nice, wasn't it?
Praetor. I was like,
Oh, I
oh
see.
no, you ASS.
Yeah.
So then a friend of mine, Pokemaster, he's like,
Oh.
bro, then yeah, you need somebody to like manually set up the the electric terrain. And although
Yeah.
it's true that I have the item leaves and the item mod to do that, I don't want to waste an attack on those two because they're gonna be attackers, right?
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
So I decided to go for the Kilowattrel. Kilowattrel is it's actually my fastest Pokemon.
Yeah.
Yeah,
100.
it's very fast.
Yeah, 125. He can set up the electric terrain with no problem. He has a special attack of 105. He can also pivot. He could do the Thunder Wave. He could do the Tailwind if I don't want to do the the electric terrain. He can, let's see, what else can he do? He has immunity to electric, immunity to ground as well.
It also has an immunity
Yeah.
to hurricane if you wanted that.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Hurricane spam is might be
Wind
pretty
power is very cool.
good. Power is doesn't really do
Like
much
you
for
can set tailwind up for yourself and make yourself even stronger.
Yeah.
Cool. Very cool ability.
Honestly.
Yeah.
It actually has three very, very good abilities.
All of its abilities are definitely useful. You can't see.
Exactly. And so yeah, I have a lot of love for this Pokemon. Let me see what else it can bring.
I think my favorite set on Kilowatt is just a strong spec set. Even if it's not like, even if it doesn't have rain up, you could click Thunder pretty freely because it's got very strong
Yeah, for sure.
special attack.
Yeah.
Maybe, I mean, most of the time you're probably running boots, like, let's be honest. Boot,
Yeah.
for what you need, it's not exactly the Tera Captain, so I can understand, like, it's more of a support role, but Thunder Wave, to slow
Yeah,
everything else
definitely.
down. Solid.
Yeah.
So, it's very solid.
Tailwind, you know, the electric terrain, to boost Raging Bolt's attack. Overall, I think it's a really good Pokemon overall.
Yeah, I think it's very, very solid. It
All
does.
right.
It would appreciate being a Terra Captain, but it doesn't need it.
Yeah, it doesn't need it. Yeah. All right, Mario, take us through your next pick.
Okay, so my 9th pick, my penultimate pick, is Guja. Not Hisuian, just regular Guja. Now, I alluded to this earlier, but with hydration,
Yeah.
if the rain is up, you can't status me, which means I can run rest hydration with like 3 attacking moves and like, who knows, maybe I want to run weakness policy because
Why not?
it's not the strongest, right? Base
Yeah.
100 attack, 110 special attack. It's
And
not.
has a
It's not.
Tera
It's
Captain.
not the
also, like,
strongest.
not weak either, you know?
It's very like it's decent, you know. It's decently strong. Like, but it would appreciate a boost, which is where, for example, maybe Sap Sipper could come in useful.
Yep.
Yeah, for sure.
Gooey is also an interesting ability, but I will probably
Yeah.
want to default to either Sap Sipper or Hydration when
Yeah,
I use this
honestly.
Pokemon. But being like a dragon, like Pseudo Legendary, it gets like all the coverage. It gets so much coverage. Weather Ball as well, which is nice. But yep, this is my second and final Terra Captain, and I have Terra Fairy,
Yep.
which
I would bring it
is very useful against other dragons, but also nice just like defensively. It's Fairy's just such a good type, right? I don't need to sell anyone on how good a type Fairy is. I also have Water, because, you know, Rain Team, if I want to threaten like stronger water type moves, you know,
Of
I can
course.
do. And then the final type is Poison, because I don't have a grounded Poison. Okay, well I do, but okay, I'll get to that Pokemon. But like, okay, I want a real grounded Poison.
Yeah.
That's
Fair
definitely
enough.
But also, I actually also really liked Terra Poison for hitting, like just like fairies, like super effectively with like Sludge Bomb, for example.
Yeah.
It's just a very nice Pokemon to like round out the team, you know. Doesn't get like the greatest setup. Like it has Curse, which is interesting. Also has Acid Armor.
Acid armor is
because
really damn cool. It just doesn't die.
It's certainly cool. It's going to be so unkillable. Like, because the stats are pretty weird distribution if you want to be like honest. Like 80 speed is like middling, not the best, not the worst. Then like 150 special defense. Like this Pokemon is so difficult to kill on the special side.
Yeah,
and 70
exactly.
physical defense. But then if it does get like the acid armor up, suddenly it's just impossible to kill on both sides.
So strong.
And like if I want to set the rain up for myself, like I can run like Rain Dance, Rest, Acid Armor plus whatever coverage move looks best.
Yep.
Like just a set like that could be fun, you know? Like that's basically what my thought process behind Guja is. Like it's like I could have got like a Swift Swim Pokemon here instead, but I wanted something a bit more fun, and I think Guja is exactly that. I think it's
so
gonna be
strong
it's gonna
as
be
a
difficult to
Tera
prep for.
captain as well. I like it as
Yeah,
a Tera
exactly.
captain because Fairy
Yeah.
is like one of the one types it doesn't actually have good coverage for, and I think you have it covered
Yeah,
really
yeah.
nicely.
Scrolling through, I was like,
Mhm.
what photo does it have? It has charm. But
Does have the
that's not going to do
charm.
damage. So yeah, threatening like Terra Blast Fairy is just going to be really, really useful as well. Because Rain Team, obviously Dragon is pretty good defensively. I can go Terra Fairy and just be much better.
Exactly.
Yeah, I'm really happy with my Gudra pick. I think it's going to be really. I think it's apart
Oh,
from
I
maybe
bet-
as well
I
as
bet you're
Arachnid, I
happy
think it's
with
going to be
that
one of the
monster.
most fun Pokemon to build with.
Mystical,
But-
what about you? What did you get?
Okay, so for my, this is my, I don't actually remember what I actually drafted, but I'll just tell you what I have in this slot. I decided that I had enough with my no hazard removal, and I decided to get Mousehold. Yes, sir, Mousehold is actually a pretty good Pokemon.
Oh, it's a great
And
Pokemon.
honestly, like I said, if this guy's coming, it's not clicking anything but tidy up. Maybe like the occasional bullet seed. I don't know. But all I'm saying is that this guy is
Hey,
not.
Population Bomb is a very good move.
It's not clicking Population Bob in a draft format. Like come on, you
Okay,
just if you see
okay.
it, it's just at least one Pokemon. If you see it, it's gonna have a Rocky Helmet. And then like sometimes I don't even
it's
need
gonna
to bring.
force Rocky Helmet prep, but you couldn't. Okay, as someone who's used like Terra Mousehold, you can usually predict what the Rocky Helmet Pokemon is going to be. So, and if you're able to take care of it, Population Bomb is such a strong move. Right?
It's so strong though. Yeah, no, I
And also
understand, I
like
understand.
111 speed is really, really useful because there's so many like base 110s. Like you've got the Lati Twins, you've got the Ogopons, and like
It's
the
just
Ogopons
barely
can't
faster
run
than
Rocky Helmet.
Exactly.
So I loved Mousehold as like an Ogopon check, right?
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
it has Encore, it can Encore them into Sword Stance, and then it can just click
It's
Population
got so
Bomb.
many support
It's just
moves,
really, really
man.
good.
It's got
Yeah.
Thunder Wave
Yeah, it
as
does.
well for some reason.
One of
like-
my
Did you guys
one of
mention
my-
the Super Fang?
Yeah, the Super Fang is definitely being clicked. If I'm bringing this guy,
Yeah,
it's going to have Super Fang. I
Super
assure
Fang
you.
is very useful.
I assure you, it's going
Um,
to have Super Fang.
One of my favorite sets that I ran was like a Flame Orb Switcheroo set, and I just led it and I clicked Switcheroo turn 1 and I crippled a Hisui and Avalon. It was very cool.
I didn't even know
Yeah.
this mod got Switcheroo. That's pretty cool, actually.
Switcheroo's it's very useful, and like Technician, like you can run like Water Pulse into my rain team if you really wanted.
Yeah, and he does
Go for
learn
it.
the
Go for the
U-turn
confusion.
too.
Ooh. Yeah,
Yeah,
U-turn is a very good move.
I mean, it's like the support Pokemon. I'm pretty weak to Ghost types at the moment. I don't have a Ghost Resist, and now I do.
Now you do.
Now I do.
Very true.
Now I do.
Fair
And
enough.
also, Bite is boosted by Technician. So
It
Bite
is.
is, funnily enough, one of the strongest moves in Pokemon Kumon, which I think is funny.
I have some heat tech
Yeah.
that you won't be expecting. By the way, I got.
King's Rock is banned. King's Rock is
No,
banned.
no,
You
no,
can't,
no,
you
it's not
can't, you
great.
can't
It's
go
not
for the
King's
60% flinches with Bite.
all of my moves will be hitting. That's all I was saying. All my moves will be hitting.
Okay, bring the gravity sloping into me, then it's fine.
Yeah, I'm bringing Gravity Clefable, and with Protective Pads Mousehold, have fun. It solves 2 birds
Yeah.
with one stone. Okay,
Oh
anyways.
no! All my moves
All right.
as well. What will I do?
I'm gonna do my last 2
Yeah,
in a
then I'll
row
go
if you
do-
guys don't mind.
Yeah, go
I
for
got-
it.
I gotta go eat some dinner before I head to work, but so at this point I have a weakness to I'm on the red on Ghost and again on Ice.
Yeah.
So first I wanted a Lantern, but I don't remember who took it. Whoever's building the the Monotype Electric, I forgot who it is.
Oh yeah. I also don't remember, but I know exactly which team you're on about.
Yeah. I do remember.
Was-
Actually.
Was it here it is, Willow. Yeah,
Yes.
Willow.
Yeah.
Yeah, he
Willow's
took it,
best.
so I'm like, alright, so I need a normal type, and I also need a normal type that can rapid spin. And so I decided to go for the Kamala. I have never used
love
Kamala before, so
Okay.
you know. The Kamala, he does learn the knockoff, so that's pretty good. He learns the rapid spin that can increase the speed. And then check this out, he has an attack of 115. Like that is
It's so
really
strong.
good.
And when honestly, every time I've seen this guy, he's only been used as a Tera captain because the Sleep Talk Last Resort set is so strong. And I'm gonna be honest, because I'm pretty sure you drafted this before me. If Kamalo is still available, I would have went for it over Mousehold just because it's such a cool Pokemon.
Yeah.
And
Hey,
honestly, if you have Tera points to spare, like maybe if you don't like Iron Leaves or something, it's definitely a very solid budget Tera captain as well. Like Tera normal is so strong with this Pokemon.
Yeah.
I think the Calyx against like Kurum or something, it's pretty nuts.
Yeah.
If I remember them, but
Yep, so he does learn U-turn, knockoff, rapid spin, he can sword stance, he can bulk up, for a primary stat, he learns the body slam, double edge, he can substitute. Overall, he's a really strong Pokemon, I think. I'm really excited to use him, and that gives me at least one immunity to Ghost.
Yeah.
And then later on, who did I get on? Oh, you know what? I got Tatsugiri, because he's another rapid spinner. And then it's a Pokemon that might have been able to substitute Raging Bolt in case I don't want to bring him, because the Tatsugiri, you know, he can get the speed boost from the rapid spin and has a 120 special attack.
definitely not. Yeah, definitely not.
Yeah, you know, so it's not, it's not the 137 of Raging Bolt, but 120 is still pretty good. But then later on, I ended up trading it for the Lantern. So the Lantern does, Lantern has, what's the HP on this thing? 125. That's the same as Raging Bolt.
Yeah, very, 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 very cool.
Yeah, and then he learns the Flip Turn, the Volt Switch, the Thunder Wave, he can Sleep Talk, he can Rest, and then he can give me immunity to Electric or to Water, like whatever I need for that particular week.
Honestly, like, I feel like Water is so nice because it just makes sure Moth doesn't die, Lander's Therian doesn't die, and you can just Volt Switch around stuff, or Flip Turn, whichever.
For sure.
And I've used this guy before. He is very good defensively, but aside from that, he doesn't really do much. But for this team, it doesn't. They need like a
I think it makes
Pokemon
sense.
is all it needs, really.
Yeah, I mean,
I think it works.
it's another Pokemon that can also click like Electric Terrain and then click Flip Turn.
Yeah,
I think
that's true.
I think it certainly has some use.
Definitely
And Volt Absorb and Water Absorb are two excellent abilities as well.
Yeah.
Oh, they are.
Honestly. All right, I don't want to hold you up.
All right, guys.
Get to your thing. Thank you so much for joining us, man.
Yeah, thanks for joining.
Thank you for the invite, and hopefully we can do more.
I'm down, and I have some other stuff.
Yeah, me too. Yeah. You're planning some very, very big, very fun things.
In any case, take care, man. Yep.
Yeah. Take care. See ya.
Goodbye.
Cool guy. All right, I'll move on to my final pick, and you can move on to yours, and then we'll call it. My last pick was actually Sableye, but because I'm dumb and I thought Sableye was 3 points, not 4, I had okay, if I had Sableye or Spiritomb, I would literally have every type. But in any case,
which is cool.
It's just cool. Like it's pretty cool. But instead, I drafted Sableye. Then I said okay, but then the admins called me. I was like okay. So I decided to go for Luxury as my final pick. This is kind of like, it's got Thunder Wave, it's got Intim, it's got Volt Switch. It'll do, right? It'll do. If it really need be, it's another like.
For like a 3-pointer,
you can't really ask for much more. I don't have an electric type currently. It's good for Volt Switch. I might Super Fang here. It's not much it can do, but it's solid.
Yeah.
I can definitely see myself bringing it. It's definitely not like a thing where I never bring it. You're staying at home. But
yeah, I think maybe like the best it can run is like an Agility Flame Orb set with like Supercell Slam.
Yeah,
like if there's like ground type, like Supercell Slam, Facade, like it gets the Fang move, so you can run like Ice Fang for that Landorus Therian. Or like the Gliscor, like it'll have a niche. It'll have a niche. Yeah, exactly.
Too much. And if it can't do anything, it's been.
Yeah, no, I think that's really fair. Like for 3 points, like you never really expect your 3 points to do too much, but like I'm sure at some point Luxray could look decent. You know?
Yeah, matchups maybe. All right, your last pick is This guy
My
might never
final
come.
pick.
This guy might never come. I was saying that
This
you
guy
know
might
this.
have- Okay. So for some context, right? For my final pick, I went to sleep and on call I told Zach man, okay, can you get Murkrow for me, please? And he forgot which one I wanted, and so he picked Fungus because I did mention Fungus before, and I was like, it doesn't really matter which one it is, to be fair. So like, who actually cares? This thing is going to run Eviolite.
Yeah.
This thing is going to be my Trick Room answer. So if you bring Trick Room into me, Levion, then all I'm saying is expect the Fungus.
What am I checking? All my guys are.
Yeah, you.
Anyways.
Well, yeah, but you know, I have Sticky Web. You know,
Yeah.
you've got
Yeah,
Slowking.
Yeah.
You know. I mean, this thing is gonna click Spore.
Yeah.
I mean, if it comes, it's gonna click Spore. It can't really run Synthesis because obviously Rain is gonna be up. It can run like Foul Play. Like honestly, like Spore, Clear Smog, Foul Play, and like who actually cares what the last move? Okay, you know what? It has Rain Dance. There you go. It can click Rain Dance if necessary.
Yeah, I mean, it's got
There you go.
Toxic, it's got Sunspore.
Yeah. It has Toxic, Sunspore. Like it can do something.
It can
Now,
do
okay,
something.
it was gonna be Mercury, but I honestly did not care enough to
It's
change
one
this
point,
across.
like, again, the hell are you gonna
Yeah,
do
like-
with 1 point?
Like it's 1 point. Like
And
if
you
like
need 10 of
I was thinking Mercury because it has like Prankster Rain Dance, Prankster Tailwind. Like if you've played like VGC, like Regulation
Yeah.
A through like C, like you know what Mercury does. It basically would have been that like exact same set but in singles,
Yeah,
which I think would have been fun.
definitely. works.
Because I have drafted Mercury before in the one VGC league I took part in, and it was excellent, really good. But yeah, like
Yeah, I
it
mean,
really
there's
is
not
not
much.
a-
There's really not much to
my
say, and I
my
think,
final pick is pretty inconsequential.
yeah,
it's,
like
it's
if
a 1 point Fungus, you know. Like hooray, it's gonna take less damage from fire type moves. CP.
Yeah, and I think
like-
that just about closes it out. Like, I mean, I think we have
Yeah,
very strong
final
drafts.
pick.
I think, honestly, Lucario Man's draft is very scary to go up against because, like I said, it's such a solid team. Your team is obviously very solid, and we're gonna have to fight rivals. With
Yep.
you guys. Yeah, that'll be fun. That's on. That'd be pretty fun.
Yeah, I am. I'm looking forward to this matchup. I
Mhm.
cannot. Like I've made like a first draft of the
Mhm,
team I
mhm.
want to bring into.
I haven't
And
thought.
I just because I honestly, I just wanted to start building with this team because it looks.
Yeah,
so
honestly,
cool.
that's fair. That's fair.
Because yeah, I mean, but yeah, I think I'll be honest. I think out of the three, I think my team is probably the strongest, just because I was able to get.
I think the
quite
immediate
literally
pressure
every single
with your
Pokemon
team is
that I
definitely
wanted.
the strongest. Like
Yeah,
immediate
it's like-
pressure, Thundersphere,
This-
Tornadus,
yeah, like-
Pelifin, or Teledon
This
even. Like,
is a generation where hyper offense like reigns supreme.
Hyper offense is-
So the fact I have a hyper offensive team is like, yeah, okay, go figure.
just
man.
in general, Hyper
But, like-
Offense Gen 9 is. It's
Yeah,
definitely
exactly.
the
But
best
like,
ever.
I do like it is a rain team, so it's going to be counterable. It's not going to be the most consistent form of
Yeah,
hyper offense because it is rain.
Yeah.
But like you said earlier, like I don't need rain like to be up. Like I can definitely very easily just go like a non-rain mode. Like Arachnid, it doesn't need rain to be up. You know, like maybe I want to run the Terraguja instead. I just threaten like Terra Ghost Arachnid because like maybe webs look really good and I don't want to run Pelipper.
Yeah.
For example, I currently have Willow's team shown on the screen right now, and as you can see, quite literally every single Pokemon here, all 12 of them are electric types. So, funnily enough, this is probably my worst matchup. The mono electric team, which I think is
Oh,
really
yes.
funny.
He has an interesting team. I don't know. I mean, he has
It's-
almost all of the Rotom forms. He just needs Rotom.
Yeah, which is so funny. Like this team is really funny to look at, and you can't sleep on the Terra or a Pom Pom either. But that's probably my worst matchup, just because I have so many like electric weak Pokemon. Like Archaludon is gonna have to put in like all the work in that game. Like
Let's see what might be my. I don't like the Golden Goat. I say Twisted Games' team is. We were all saying.
yeah.
We were all saying, bro has all the hazards you get in the game. His Gamora and Emira. And he's got a
Literally.
stupid Vikavolt as well.
Yeah, he's got Tera Vagabond too.
Yeah.
I think Zachman also has an excellent team.
Oh, yeah,
there was
Zach
definitely
Mander's team
some
is
point
also
where
very
I was
interesting.
looking at this team as like, this might be the strongest team in the league, to be honest.
I mean, I don't know. I'm always gonna say it. Spectre is kind of. I think it's always. If I'm being honest. For what it-
Zach Mander.
It might be 20.
Zach Mander knows he knows how to use Spectre well is the problem. Like if it was just anyone using Spectre, then like I'd agree. But Zach Mander knows how to use Spectre.
But then like it does
Like-
got Sneasler okay. It's gonna be an annoying team to break for sure, but
Because like okay, here's the thing: Spectre and Sneasler pair so well. Like okay, also you got to look at his speed tiers. He has like all the speed,
yeah,
Like,
he's got
all
really
the
good
speed.
speed tiers. Yeah, that's fact.
and he probably has. I don't know if I can definitively say it's the best Terra captain, but it's definitely like top 3, like maybe
Jugulus,
top 5. But like Jugulus, like
Yeah, let's see.
Such a good
Let's see. I
Terra
mean, let's look at the Terra captains. Arachnid's probably up there.
Arachnid's up there.
Yon Mega's probably up there.
yeah, Mega is also really cool. I agree.
Lucario is kind
think-
of cool. Like that mod will never not be solid as a Terra captain.
Terra Lucario is really good, yeah. Terra Diancie is
Psychosaur
also
is
very,
solid.
very solid.
Oh, I didn't even know that Monkatera. Yeah, no, that's fact. Terra Diancie is a monster.
I think Terra Hyperion could go pretty far.
Terra, right?
Terra.
Yeah, that mod's always
Terra
such a
Formot just has a lot of strength.
pain to deal with. All mod's kind of whatever. Registeel, I don't know how well that would be.
Registeel is gonna be annoying, but Terra Iron Leaves actually. Oh, okay, actually no. Cassis Terra Iron Thorns might be number
Iron
1.
Thorns I just got in that I'm doing. It seems pretty cool. Very strong.
Yeah, it's just like boost your energy, like attack into like getting rid of your horrible rock electric typing is just nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's definitely a lot of like very solid like Terra captains. Just like scrolling through them. Yeah, there's a lot of cool Terra options. There's a lot. There's also like a lot of like teams as well.
Yeah. I think that's about it. There's not really else much to say. This is draft analysis. We might do tier list.
Yeah.
This is going to be a very scary division. I'm not gonna lie. Everybody has really good
Yeah.
teams. There's not like any team that's like definitively bad. Maybe like the Will-O-Wisp team because it is monotype. Like we're always gonna struggle with monotype, but it's definitely It's gonna be a very strong draft. Honestly, I overlooked the one with Gouging Fire, Grimmsnarl, Rillaboom. That team is fucking scary. Jesus Christ, that team is scary.
Where is that team?
The Terragon Mega one, like the second one. That team
Yeah,
is scary. That team is scary.
This team does look pretty good as well, actually.
Yeah, there's a lot of there's not like a terrible team. It's gonna be a good season. I think it's gonna be a good season, no matter what.
Yeah, I agree.
So that
I think it's going to be content. You know, this is the
Yeah.
content division. This is where people will upload their games, and have to as well. So people are gonna be bringing like fire sets, like it's going to be really cool to watch.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I can say for everyone in this league that I am looking forward to this league a lot.
honestly, we got very strong teams out here, and it's gonna be cool. I think with that,
That's double ocean team is also very funny.
into here, guys. There's nobody watching.
Yeah.
Brother. There's no way in hell anybody's watching all the way this far. But
Hey,
we'll
you
see
never
it
know.
anyways.
Zach Commander likes
Look
the
at-
yap. Zach Commander likes he likes the yap.
But
Trust.
please make sure to check out Lucario Man, everybody else. This is uploaded required, so we'll get it based with all that due time
Hell
when
yeah.
the actual drafts come out. But for now,
Ooh.
obviously check out Mario Fan, check out Lucario Man. It was here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I will have everyone in the description. I'll have you both acted in my title as well. Like we'll be able to check each other out from like the videos. We've been recording for like 2 hours and nearly 10 minutes. That's so funny.
We'll call it there. Thank you so much.
Thank you for
I'll
watching.
See you in the first draft battle. This is actually coming up next
Oh yeah.
week. Next week? Or is it next?
Yeah,
The 18th or
I think week 1 starts the 10th.
Okay, yeah, and then get the video by the. Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay. We'll see you guys.
Yeah, see ya. Bye bye.